is and should be a touchdown. Here we go. Bryson Mars has got his back behind him. It is Jaquindon Jackson. Here's the snap. Bryson Barnes looking deep. He's got a man. It's caught! He's gone! Touchdown early! All right, everybody. Good evening and welcome. It is Sunday night, and normally you have the NFL, but with it being Labor Day weekend, it is college football, and we got a good one here tonight. We got LSU, we got USC, and folks, it's going to be a good one. Now, both of these teams are hoping to have what is going to be a great season for them. Now, if you remember last season, USC kind of underwhelmed. They had a 7-5 record in the regular season. They are hoping for better. And, of course, they had the former Heisman winning quarterback, Caleb Williams, last season. Now, a new era begins for USC with Miller Moss leading the offense for USC. And then you got LSU, who had a decent season as well. I believe it's like 9-3 they had it of their season. And what ended up happening for LSU is they just didn't get where they wanted to go. But they had the Heisman winning quarterback in Jaden Daniels. So now both of these teams move on from star quarterbacks, and you got a new era for LSU as well. You got Garrett Nussmeier. He is now the starting quarterback for the LSU Tigers. So this is going to be a fun game, folks. We've got LSU, we got USC, two of the teams that are kind of in the middle of the pack when it comes to the top 25. So this is going to be a really fun game here tonight. Got a lot to cover. And, of course, that was where the last two Heisman winners came from, was Caleb Williams of USC and then Jaden Daniels of LSU. So tonight is going to be a fun night for college football. So Miller Moss, he got his only career start in the Holiday Bowl this past season, which, you know, the bowl games don't really mean anything. You really get to know how these players are going to be when you finally get to the regular season. Now, Lincoln Riley, this is his third season with USC, as he is 19-8 in 2 seasons with the Trojans. So it's going to be interesting to see how this USC team does. And Brian Kelly as well, going into, I believe it's year 3 as well for Brian Kelly. So it's going to be incredible to see how he does as well. Garrett Nussmeier, his only career start. Again, it was the ReliaQuest Bowl that Garrett Nussmeier got his only career start. Again, it was a bowl game, so we don't know a whole lot from that. So, of course, Brian Kelly, as I said, third season, he is 20-7 overall as the LSU head coach. So this is going to be a really fun game. Both defenses should be a whole lot better. And overall, I still think this is going to be high-scoring football that you're going to see here tonight. So, we got a lot of football to cover and a lot of time to get to it here tonight. So, we're going to take a commercial break, and it'll be time for kickoff when we return. everybody. We are still at a commercial break on the national broadcast, but we got a lot of football to cover tonight. Also, don't forget tomorrow night as well, we got more football. We got Boston College and Florida State right here on Saber Broadcast Network, so you do not want to miss it. So, while they're still at commercial break, let's take one more break, and then we'll be right back. All right, everybody. We are getting close to kickoff here tonight. LSU, USC. So, we're looking at both teams. Some other than the quarterbacks, we're looking at some impact players. So for LSU, last season, it was all about that offense, and so really this year, a guy to watch out for is going to be Kyron Lacey, the redshirt senior wide receiver. He's going to be huge. And so look for him to kind of have a bigger role this season. And then Mason Taylor, expect him to have a huge role this season as well for that LSU offense. And you look at the defense for LSU, you cannot forget about a guy like Harold Perkins Jr., the linebacker. He is incredible. And so that is a guy you want to watch for LSU that is going to have a huge impact. And then you look at USC, and you got Miller Moss as a quarterback, but then you look at some of the impact players. Zachariah Branch, the wide receiver, he was huge last year, and so, again, watch out for him. He's going to be big this season. I got another guy, the sophomore, Deuce Robinson, going to be a huge part of this offense this season. And then you want to look at the defense. You got a lot of choices here, but Greedy Vance Jr. is the nose back, or the nickel back, sorry about that. But he's going to be a guy you want to watch out for here tonight. So we are getting set to have it get the game kicked off. And so we got a lot of good football here tonight. USC and LSU. It's going to be a fun game. Right now, National Broadcast is showing little highlights of the coaches talking. So, going to be a whole lot of fun. These two coaches are two of the best in the game. So, this is going to be a fun one. Already got some chat going here tonight. See, Colton Naylor says Chris Hilton Jr. and Miller Moss are going to have good games. Okay. We will see. As we still await the national broadcast to get us kicked off. But also, real quick, since you're in the chat, give me your prediction for score and who you think's going to win, because that's interesting. I want to see how you believe. Personally speaking, I'm not going to give you who I think's going to win, but I think this is going to be after Notre Dame and Texas A&M last night being kind of, it was just kind of a slugfest. It was just all defense. I've got to go with this is going to be a much more offensive-minded game today. So I feel like you're going to see a lot better offense tonight. So Colton Naylor saying 24-17 USC wins. Okay. Cool. Cool. But we're going to get to see here in a few minutes. Also at halftime tonight, we are going to have, it's going to be good. We're going to talk about this first half and then going to get into what we saw yesterday and Friday and Thursday throughout college football. So you want to stick around for that. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, folks. Right now, still waiting on national broadcast, though, because it is definitely something to wait on. Because national broadcast, they always have to get all their ads in, so that's something to have to wait on. So, of course, whole lot to talk about. Another guy on that LSU team to really watch out for. If you're looking at the battle between the offensive, like the right line of scrimmage, Will Campbell, the left tackle for LSU, that is going to be interesting to see how he does here tonight. So, and he's a junior, so it depends. He could potentially decide to stay after the season. So if he does, that would be huge for LSU. But we'll see what he intends to do. Yeah, these two teams right now are ranked kind of in the middle of the pack. This is a SEC versus Big Ten matchup, which to say USC in the Big Ten, this is just odd. It's odd to put them in that same category as a Big Ten football team when you consider that the fact that USC has been in the Pac-12 for so long. So, of course, these are two of the most storied franchises in college football history. Of course, USC, you know what they've done. Back in the early 2000s, you remember Pete Carroll and those incredible teams and their win streak. I believe they had well over 30 wins in a row. So that is something to keep an eye on. So LSU as well. LSU's won a couple national championships. They've done really good. They've had some great coaches. Not to mention that they won the 2003 national championship with the greatest head coach of all time, Nick Saban. And, of course, they won one with Les Miles. And they got one with Ed Orgeron. So we are going to see how this game goes here tonight. Brian Kelly, he is no stranger to playing USC. He is 8-3 in his career versus the Trojans. So going to be a fun one here tonight to see how this game will go. And, of course, Lincoln Riley is someone who I feel like, I don't think he's on the hot seat, but I feel like this season's going to be a very defining moment if you are an executive there at USC. Because not to mention, when you mention the name Pete Carroll, he doesn't have a job right now in coaching. So there's a potential that Pete Carroll could potentially replace Lincoln Riley if this is not the season that USC intends to have. So that's something to keep in mind. So we are getting you set for kickoff. USC is getting set to kick it away. And so you've got Xavion Thomas ready to return it. Your place kicker is Michael Lance. So here we go. Here is the kick. And we are away from Vegas. It will be returned by Thomas. Thomas makes a move and he gets himself tripped up. And he will get probably to about the 23, 24-yard line, and that's all that is doing. So it's Garrett Nussmeier. Of course, his hometown of Lake Charles, Louisiana. And, of course, he was the number 17 quarterback in 2021 ESPN 300. He was from Marcus High School in Texas. 2024 ReliaQuest Bowl, he threw for 395 and 3 touchdowns. He was the MVP of the game. And so here we go. Jaden Daniels in attendance of tonight's game. One man to the left of Garrett Nussmeier. He takes the snap, looking to throw. He's got his man, and that's a first down and a lot more. That is Kyron Lacey. I told you about him a few minutes ago, and there he is with the first catch of the game. Garrett Nussmeier starts the season 1 for 1, passing the football. So here we go. Nussmeier, he's got his running back to his right. He's got 4 out wide. Sends a man to motion. And here's a snap. Fakes the handoff. Now rolling to his right. Nussmeier throws. And that one will be caught. And that is Kyron Lacey again. That catch and the toe tap, that would be good in the NFL. That is a beautiful catch if you are Kyron Lacey. Or actually 1 foot in. Okay. So that would not be good in the NFL. Sorry about that. From the angle I saw a few minutes ago, thought it was good in the NFL. But here's a run, and that one will get about 2 or 3 yards right there. And that is a short little run for LSU. So they're playing with some tempo here early. Nussmeier, of course, with him being quarterback this season, he has the coach-to-player communication. If you don't already know, the quarterback can hear his coach talk to him till the 15-second point on the play clock. There's a pass from Nussmeier, and that goes for a nice gain of a few yards. C.J. Daniels the catch right there. He is a graduate transfer. And so now you got 3rd down, 3 to go for the LSU Tigers as part of the Modelo Vegas Kickoff Classic here tonight. And USC's defense having a little bit of trouble here tonight so far. Under 13 minutes to go in the first quarter. Here's some motion. Cindy Daniels in motion. Nussmeier hands it off. And that for half a yard, and that is all. Caleb Jackson is the ball carrier. And now it looks like LSU will have to make a decision on whether or not to punt or to go for this. This is going to, if they were to take a field goal, this would be way too long. But 4th and 2 for LSU, and it looks like they're going to keep the offense out on the field. So Nussmeier's out there. Right here, according to ESPN's analytics, 4th and 9 or less, they want you to go for it. So here we go. To the left of the quarterback is Nussmeier's running back. Here's a pass, and that'll be caught. And that'll be a first down for LSU. Kyron Lacey, 3rd catch of the game. So clearly right now you see where Nussmeier's wanting to go. He's wanting to go to his man, Kyron Lacey, who was one of the star receivers last season. And that is a great little route. Here we go. Nussmeier's got his running back to his right. Lacey now 3 catches for 32 yards. Nussmeier throwing. That'll be caught. Kyron Lacey once again. It's going to be 2nd down. And early Lacey is getting very involved in this game. And USC's defense they're not bringing a lot of pressure on Kyron Lacey. They're leaving him out on an island and letting him catch whatever he wants to catch. That's the 4th catch he's had, 41 yards here tonight. Nussmeier now, and we got a flag on the field. And so that is a snap infraction on LSU. So now you still got 2nd down, And you got 7 yards set to get it. So here we go. Nussmeier's got his running back to his right. And he's got 4 receivers out there. Sends one out wide. Here's Nussmeier looking, throwing. That'll be caught. Mason Taylor, first down and more. And that defense missed a tackle on Mason Taylor. And now you got another first down here for LSU. And we will see what they can do as LSU is getting into the red zone. Nussmeier, again, this is just has enough time. He's got a veteran offensive line with him, so it gives him a lot of time to get a lot of just sit in the pocket, find his best route to go to. Finds Mason Taylor. Here we go. Here's a run and breaking away and first down. And Jackson gets the first down on that carry for LSU. And again, USC missing tackles. And like that, LSU is at first and goal, and they are striking and has a chance to score. And yes, USC defense, this is the same issues that they've had throughout the tenure of Lincoln Riley, and that is the defense just has not played up to standards. And here's a run. That one will be stopped short. And so, not a lot doing on the ground. So, not a lot doing on the ground right there. Second and goal for Nussmeier. So, of course, one running back to the left of Nussmeier. This is 10-play drive, 68 yards taken up. Nussmeier lobs it to the end zone. Kyron Lacey, he was out of bounds. He caught it, and now question is, did he get his foot down? If you look at it, he caught the ball. Now, if his foot is in bounds, that's a touchdown, but no, he was well out of bounds. So no touchdown for Kyron Lacey, and still a great catch, though. That is the first incompletion for Garrett Nussmeier here this evening. Third and goal for LSU from about the 9.5-yard line. Nussmeier takes a snap, throws it, that's caught, and getting down to about the 3-yard line is his receiver. That is Kyle Parker. Now you got fourth and goal, and we'll see what LSU decides to do, whether they go for this or they go for the field goal. It looks like they're going to leave the offense out there for the moment, and Parker is hurt, so we'll see if that has any negative effect for LSU later this evening. Fourth and goal for LSU, the 13th ranked team in the nation. Here we go, and it looks like Brian Kelly has to burn a timeout. So LSU burns another timeout. It is fourth and goal. And it is very interesting because LSU definitely, what they're trying to do is they're trying to be aggressive, get down the field, and score as quick as possible. And they're taking up a lot of time as well. They've had the ball the entire quarter. Miller Moss and this USC offense that we're still waiting to see how they're going to do this season. So we are still waiting on them to come out and play. So Garrett Nussmeier and the LSU offense, they are going to go for it on fourth and goal. So this is going to be interesting to see what can they draw up. Nussmeier so far, 7 of 8, 65 yards. So he's going to have his running back to his left. Now motions him to his right. He's got 3 out wide, sends Mason Taylor in motion. Takes the snap. Nussmeier looking, pressure, gonna have to throw it, and that's out of bounds and nowhere, and that drive was all for nothing as USC will get the ball. And USC's defense somehow they allow LSU to go down the field with such ease, and then when it mattered most, stopping a touchdown, USC got the stop on some pressure. So, very interesting stuff here early as LSU does not score any points on that drive. So, let's go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Right here on Saber Broadcast Network's coverage of college football. I'm Cooper Naylor, and so glad that you are still here with us. LSU and USC, we are waiting on national broadcast to come back. So, of course, LSU on that drive, kind of a wasted opportunity if you think about it, because they had the ball for so long, and then just like that, on a 4th and goal, they get nothing. So, kind of a wasted opportunity. But overall, I liked what I saw from the offense. I thought they did a really good job on that drive. So, a lot of positives here. If you are LSU, you just gotta. There's a lot of. It was very aggressive, and so in a game like this, we'll see if being aggressive like that comes to bite LSU, but it may not. We don't know yet, so we'll see how this goes. As USC is going to get the ball to begin the second half, so we will see. But here we go. Game is coming back to action. The outside temperature in Las Vegas tonight is 104. Inside the stadium is 72. So here we go from the 3-yard line. Here's Miller Moss. He's going to throw. He's got Zachariah Branch. And that's about 9 yards. And that is all doing right there for USC's offense. So already a nice completion there. So what you're going to see from both of these offenses here tonight is very heavy on but very heavy passing game for both teams is what you're about to see tonight. So 2nd and 1 for USC. Here's Miller Moss taking a snap, throwing. That'll be caught. And that is Lake McRae, his tight end. First down, USC. And so some impact players. Woody Marks, the running back for USC, and Jacoby Lane, the wide receiver. And then you look at the defense, Braden Swinson and Harold Perkins for LSU. So here we go. Miller Moss takes the snap, hands it off, and cutting away. There is a run up the middle, and getting about 6 yards right there is the running back, Woody Marks. So, clock moving a little bit. 6:15 to go here in the quarter. 2nd and 4 for USC. Of course, Miller Moss. He's got 3 out wide. Got his running back. Sends his tight end in motion. And here's Woody Marks again. He'll get 2 more. So it's going to be 3rd down here for the Trojans. So, this offensive line's got a lot of veterans as well. So, the game's going to be won by which defense makes more plays here tonight. 3rd and 2 for USC. Miller Moss giving out some signals to his teammates. He's got his running back to his right. Here we go. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff, and then they're not going to get there. LSU's defense gets to the backfield and blows that up. And so now LSU is going to get the football back once USC punts this away. And it's Harold Perkins getting back there. Harold Perkins is the main culprit here, getting in the backfield and just causing a lot of disruption. And here's the punt. And Xavion Thomas is the return man for LSU. So he's going to try to return this. Breaks a couple tackles. Trying to get the edge. Still breaking some tackles. Hasn't gone down yet. And after all that, he may have gained a yard. That's about all. Where LSU will have it. So Garrett Nussmeier and the LSU offense, we will see if they can have another long, sustained drive here in just a few minutes. As one of my editor, Colton Naylor, has been working on another commercial package, so getting that all taken care of. He got it. He had something he was wanting to fix in one of our commercial packages, so let's go ahead and play it. All right. So great job by Colton Naylor with that commercial. 40-second long commercial now, so that is really nice to have. So thank you, Colton, for that. So, of course, we got a lot of football still yet to be played here tonight. So we're still waiting on the national broadcast to come back. So, then here a little bit later, we have a trivia question that we are going to do. So, test your knowledge of college football. And so, it's actually a really good one tonight. So, this is going to be something you may not know. So, of course, let's go to another commercial break and we'll be All right, we are back just in time as the LSU offense has made its way to the field. So here we go, 4.5 minutes to go in the first. 1st and 10 for the Tigers of LSU. One running back to the right of Garrett Nussmeier now moves to the left. Nussmeier hands it off and pushing the pile to get about 4 or 5 right there. And USC's new defensive coordinator, D'Anton Lynn, he was at UCLA last season. And so he is, of course, at USC last season. They were pretty abysmal when it came to stopping teams. And LSU, and so at UCLA, he did a better job. So D'Anton Lynn comes over, and we'll see what he can do. Here we go. Nussmeier looking to throw. It's caught. And first down for the Tigers, as that is Caleb Jackson right there. And so now, going with a little bit of tempo, trying to get on the board. Nussmeier running back to his right. He's got 3 receivers out wide, and here is a run for Caleb Jackson, and he will get about 2 or 3, and that's going to be second down for LSU. So, of course, LSU doing a good job of running it up the middle. Still a lot of game left, so we'll see how that defensive line starts to play tonight. Just struggling a little bit here tonight, just like how USC did last season. That's the main takeaway so far, is that LSU drove right down the field, but when it came down to stopping in the red zone, they could not score. But there's another run, and getting a few yards is Thomas. Xavion Thomas getting a few yards on that carry. Third down for LSU. Got about 3 yards to have to get right here. So here we go. Nussmeier calling out some signals. Here we go. One running back to the right, and Nussmeier sends a man in motion. Nussmeier looking to throw. Going to throw it out wide. Got his man. First down. And that's Aaron Anderson on the catch right there for LSU. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nice way to get the ball if you're Aaron Anderson. And now Nussmeier getting some signals from his coach. Just a great job right there by Nussmeier to get the ball out quick and get it to the right receiver. First down LSU, as he's got a running back to his right. He's got 3 receivers out wide. He's got his tight end out there, sends one in motion. Now here's the handoff, Caleb Jackson, and that's going to get a few yards. Or actually, that's Williams. Sorry about that. Williams with the carry. And now, second down. I would say about 8 or 9 to go here if you're LSU. 8 yards to go for the Tigers. So 3 men out wide. Here is the carry for the running back. This is Williams again, and getting a few yards, and that'll be all for Josh Williams, the graduate. Of course, tonight, LSU, as always, wearing the usual yellow helmet, white shirt, and the yellow pants. And then USC, red helmet, red shirt, and yellow pants tonight. Just to get you an idea of the jersey combinations. And here is Nussmeier throwing it out wide. He's got Aaron Anderson again, who is just ripped down. It's going to be 4th down, as that will probably be the last play of the first quarter. And Aaron Anderson, he had nowhere to go here. And that is just great defense if you are USC. Ramsey, just a incredible tackle. So that'll be fourth down, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter. Let's go to commercial and be right back. All right, I'm going to do one more commercial. All right, everybody, welcome back. As we are getting near the beginning of the second quarter, and so, of course, we are just working on some stuff with YouTube so that we can make this even better. As Wilton never knew, I didn't never give him permission for all kinds of stuff that would elevate the channel to new heights. So we're getting some help. So here we go, LSU. Here is the punt, 4th and 5, and it's going to be USC football. And a fair catch from Zachary Branch. So of course, we're still working on this. Okay, so Miller Moss, of course, the Holiday Bowl, he had 6 touchdowns, played an incredible football game. And so here we go. Miller Moss tonight, 3 of 3. And so here we go. Miller Moss fakes the handoff. Now throwing down the middle. That'll be caught. First down. And right there is the tight end for USC. That right there is Lake McCree. Lake McCree, I mean. And just a great catch for him. First and 10, USC. 3 out wide, 2 men in the backfield with Miller Moss. Takes the snap, hands it off, and getting stopped behind the line of scrimmage is Woody Marks. Great defense right there by LSU. Going to be 2nd and 11 now. Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator for the LSU Tigers. LSU believes to have a much better defense this season. So here we go. Here is the fake handoff by Miller Moss. Now going to pitch it back to Zachariah Branch, who is going to get the first down a lot more and going to get out of bounds right before getting to midfield. And this play is just it's beautiful in the way that it is performed. And Miller Moss drops back, gets it to Zachariah Branch, who is wide open, and just great job. So 1st and 10 for USC. So Miller Moss, 5 of 5 here tonight. Here we go. One man right beside Miller Moss. Fakes the handoff. Now rolling to his right. Now going to get rid of it and just throwing it out of bounds. He got rid of it before he was going to get taken down. Great way to just get rid of that ball. So now it's going to be 2nd down, I believe, for USC. Great defense right there. So here we go. Miller Moss, 2nd and 10 for the Trojans, and we got a flag on the field. It looks like it's going to be on USC right here. So it's a defensive offside right there. And so now third and 5. Here is Miller Moss. Going to pitch it over to his receiver and getting a few yards. And that'll be close to the first down. I don't think he got it. So very, very close. 3rd and 1 for USC. As the clock continues, 12 and a half minutes to go before halftime. Here we go. Moss has got his running back behind him. Here we go. Here's the carry. First down, USC. Run up the middle, and LSU defense couldn't do anything about it. That is Quentin Joyner, who has carried the ball the last couple times here for USC. I believe they said he came from Mississippi State as by way of the transfer portal course after Zach Arnett was let go. Of course, now Jeff Lebby is the head coach at Mississippi State. Here's Moss looking to throw, and he's got a man. What a catch! What a catch! Kyron Hudson! Oh my goodness! Talk about wanting to be Odell Beckham Jr. He went and got it with one hand, and now the question is, did he complete the catching process? What a catch, though! If this stands, I mean, just incredible. Wow. What a catch. Is now they are going to review it, make sure he caught it. So while they do, let's take a commercial break. All right, everybody, still at commercial break, so we'll take one with. All right, welcome back, everybody. All right, so now while we have a moment, what we're going to do is let's do our trivia question now since we got a moment. So I'm going to put this up on the screen, and it says USC has won 11 championships. When did they win their first? So this is asking us not about how many championships, but when was the first time they won the championship. So we're going to give you some time. We're going to give you the answer at halftime. So it gives you a little bit of time so you can look and see about what the answer could be. So got a little bit of time to worry about that. So, of course, what they're looking at that catch for for Kyron Hudson is, I believe they just said that it will stand. What? I mean, just I don't know. I mean, really, there was just no way of telling whether or not it was going to be there for, if it was going to be incomplete. But here we go. Here's a throw to the end zone, incomplete, but a flag. We got a flag on the field. So we'll go back to your trivia question in a minute just so you can see it. But flag first. And it looks like it may be on LSU here. And it's going to be pass interference on LSU. So that's going to reset the down and distance if you are USC. Just cannot do that. You got to turn your head around and just easy call if you were the ref. Just another offensive pass interference there on LSU. So there's your trivia question back up. So here we go. This current drive, 7 plays, 85 yards, 3:49 taken off the clock if you are the Trojans. So Here we go. Miller Moss running back behind him. Going to hand it off. Woody marks in! Touchdown, USC! 2-yard carry for the score. And USC strikes first. And the extra point is up, and it is good. So USC will take a 7-0 lead in this game. And it is Kyron Hudson and that amazing catch that helped get the Trojans where they want to go. Great job by USC right there. So, with that, let's take a commercial break and we will return to the action here in a minute. So as you see, USC takes a 7-0 lead. So again, you see down there on your screen the trivia question for tonight. USC has won 11 championships. When did they win their first? So you still got an opportunity to answer this, as we're going to give you the answer at halftime. So, of course, again, I want to thank my editor, Colton Naylor, for finding that trivia question. That was huge. So, of course, that's going to be nice to have. But we're still at a commercial break, so let's take it with. All right, everybody, welcome back to college football here on Saber Broadcast Network as we return to the action. USC, as we mentioned, struck first here tonight. So now USC ready to kick it away, see if LSU can get anything going on this drive. And again, a game like this, the way it's being played out, it's going to be interesting. Did that, being aggressive and not taking the field goal, will that hurt LSU in the long run? We will see, as that will be a touchback. And so LSU football now. And really, what was incredible was that Kyron Hudson catch. And so LSU football. And they're also looking back at that that offside penalty against LSU. Brian Kelly very upset about it. So here we go, LSU. We got 11 minutes till halftime. Garrett Nussmeier in the backfield all alone. They start from the 25. And I forgot to advance our quarter number. And it is an offensive penalty and a delay of game on LSU. So this is backing them up even further. So no penalties so far for USC. That is the fourth penalty for 30 yards if you are LSU. You've got to clean it up a little bit. 2nd and 15 for the Tigers. Starting from the 20-yard line now. Here's Nussmeier looking to throw. And he's got his man. And that'll be caught. Mason Taylor with the catch. And so USC's defense, though, after really not doing that great to begin the game, they do look like they are playing a little bit more physical here on these last couple of drives. So here we go, 2nd and 7 for LSU. Here is Nussmeier faking the handoff, going to give it out to Taylor. Taylor, he got near the first down line, and now we will see he's very close. And so let's wait and see what the ref calls here. Nussmeier did a great job of faking that and getting it out to Mason Taylor. 3rd and 1. Here we go. Here's the handoff. That'll be a first down. And missed tackles down to about the 44-yard line is Josh Williams for LSU. First down as clock will move. 9:40 to go before halftime. That's 134 total yards for LSU. 91 for USC. Tonight, the quarterbacks, 12, 14, 95 yards. Miller Moss, 7, 8, 80 yards. And there's a pass down the middle. Mason Taylor nearly had it. He dropped it. That's a big drop right there if you are Mason Taylor. You have to have that if you are Mason Taylor. You didn't get it, and just incomplete. And I think what it was, it got tipped, and Taylor was trying to get the ball after being tipped, but no luck there. So 9:27 to go from the 44. Nussmeier's got his running back to his left. Here's a snap, getting it out wide. It's his receiver. First down, LSU. And that's Xavion Thomas with the catch. And really, LSU is doing a good job of getting up and down the field. So from the 45 of USC, here is LSU. Running back to the right of Garrett Nussmeier. He's got four receivers out wide, Nussmeier looking to throw, going to throw it now. Got his man wide open. And C.J. Daniels, first down, LSU. And right now they're showing Chris Hilton Jr., who's out tonight with an ankle injury. So that's something that we did not know going into this game. So Colton, very sorry for that the player you thought was going to have a good game is not out there. Here we go. To the left of the quarterback is the running back. Here's a handoff, and that is John Emery Jr., who's going to get a few yards on that carry. So 2nd down for the LSU Tigers. And so now, and here is Nussmeier looking, throwing, and that's Mason Taylor. First down. First down, LSU. And so Nussmeier, great job of rolling to his left and getting it out right to Mason Taylor. And so Nussmeier tonight, 15-18, 129 yards. As 7:15 to go before halftime, LSU, just like on their first drive, moving down the field from the 19. Here's Nussmeier. Looking, lobbing it in the end zone. Kyron Lacey! He's in! Touchdown, LSU! And the Tigers answer right there. Kyron Lacey, 19 yards, and a beautiful pitch and catch between Lacey and his quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier. Beautiful job as Lacey was in motion, and Nussmeier just lobs it up. He's like, my man's better than your cornerback. I'm going to put it up there, and I'm going to say I think he's going to get it. And that catch right there, folks, would be good in the National Football League. He had 2 feet in bounds, and that is the place he's hoping to go, is to the NFL. 9 plays, 75 yards, 4-minute drive for the LSU Tigers, and they respond. What a catch. What a catch. So now, waiting for that extra point attempt. 7:04 to go for halftime. And here's this clean snap. Good hold, and that is good. We are tied in Vegas, everyone. LSU answers a USC touchdown, and we got a ball game. We have got us a ball game. We'll be back in a moment. All right, everybody, welcome back. Right here, right now. And so, LSU, USC, good game here so far tonight. We have a tie ball game, and so just a fun one we are watching here right now. And so, of course, we have, if you're on YouTube, Colton Naylor, he is now, he's our honorary editor. He does a great job. And so if you're on YouTube, you have an opportunity right now that you can vote on a poll, basically asking you, from what you're seeing, so who do you think is going to win the football game right now? So if you want to take the opportunity and answer the question right now, we got USC at 100%. So if you don't think USC is going to win the ball game, then it's your opportunity to answer. So Kyron Lacey, Kyron Lacey got an unsportsmanlike conduct call. Um, and really, it's just stupid that these players do this. But he was celebrating, and he did a motion like he was shooting a shotgun at one of the defensive players. So he got a penalty right there for unsportsmanlike. Folks, you can't do stuff like that. And so um happy that he got a a call. So here we go. As there's the kickoff, and so USC is going to have the football. It's returnable. Zachariah Branch trying to bring it back. He's got some moves. He's going to go and not. He thought he was going to go, but he didn't quite get there. He got past midfield, and it was the kicker that had to get Zachariah Branch. But this is just terrible special teams coverage by LSU. And Zachariah Branch, if it weren't for the kicker, then he would have been gone for a touchdown here early, here in the midway point of the second quarter. And he knows he almost had a touchdown. He knows it. He knows. So here we go, 1st and 10 in very good position, but now we have got a injured LSU Tiger as we are going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. I'm going to go to another. All right, everybody, welcome back. USC, we're getting ready to go down the field. So, of course, we are waiting on the national broadcast to come back. So, of course, we got a minute. So let's take another opportunity. So, of course, a lot of game left here tonight. USC, LSU. We are still waiting on USC to be able to come out and drive down the field. So, here we go. So, okay. Here we go. Miller Moss out there at quarterback. He takes a snap. Now looking, throwing down the field. Wide open! What a catch! Deuce Robinson. That is the first time we've called his name tonight. What a catch! Miller Moss, he notices that Deuce Robinson is wide open. And now you got first and goal if you are USC. Nice catch right there. Miller Moss 8 of 9 tonight for 118 yards. From the 5, a man in motion for Moss. Now fakes the handoff. Now throwing it back, and that will be caught. But now you got a flag out on the field. So 6:16 to go in the second quarter. Now we wait for our referee to give us the call down on the field. So a blindside block against USC, and that is going to back things up a little bit if you're Lincoln Riley. And that pass was I think that's probably would have been a drop anyway. Of course, at halftime, going to have some great stuff. We're going to talk about this game and a little bit more of what we saw so far. So that's the first penalty for 15 yards for USC. And now the blindside block is being reviewed for targeting. And it's Jacoby Lane, the receiver for USC, that is in question whether or not it's targeting. So, of course, we're going to see what this is going to be. But you can't really, it's hard to see. And they're going to be reviewing this to see if this is targeting on Jacoby Lane. That's kind of a tough look at it. I don't know. So it's either launching, launching or thrusting yourself into a defenseless player, or it is leading with the crown of the helmet. So here's a better look at it. Jacoby Lane's going to go with more of a slant route, and that is kind of, we will see if, you could make an argument for that to be targeting. This is kind of a really rough look at it. Not completely sure. It may not be targeting, but it's really a tough one right here. It's very close. So it's going to depend on the assessment of what these refs consider targeting. All right, so no targeting on the field. So I think it's a good call leaving him in the game. Let the players play. So right now they're showing the national broadcast and showing, because you remember last year it was a thing where Kirk Herbstreit would bring his dog to the booth, and so his dog Ben is up there with Reese Davis and him, Kirk Herbstreit. So here we go. You got first and goal from the 20-yard line. There is a running back to the right of Miller Moss. He's got, it looks like, 4 receivers out wide. Miller Moss fakes the handoff, now rolling to his right. He is going to be taken down. Fumble the ball. He fumbled the ball. But it looks like USC will retain possession, but he fumbled that football, and nearly lost it. And Moss really lucky that his offensive lineman, it looked like Emmanuel Pregnon, was able to jump on it. 2nd and goal from the 24-yard line as they keep backing themselves up. He's Moss in the backfield all alone, looking to pass. Now got some pressure, going to just dump it off to Zachariah Branch, who's going to make some moves, breaking some tackles, getting down, and he gets to about the 5-yard line where they began in the first place. It's going to be 3rd and goal for USC. We're under 5 minutes to go. Now keep in mind that here in a few minutes, we're going to have a 2-minute timeout. It's not a 2-minute warning. It's called a 2-minute timeout. Gives a chance for these teams to get a break as college football becomes ever more like the NFL. I know that's something that nobody wants to admit, but that is the truth. Either way, Woody Marks to the left of the quarterback. Here's Moss lobbing it into the end zone. Kyron Hudson had it for a minute, but lost it. Would have been a touchdown for the Trojans now. Going to be interesting. Do they leave the offense out on the field, or do they just kick that field goal? As Moss, beautiful pass. It just was that Hudson did not complete the catch. But that's great defense playing till the end. So 22-yard field goal for the Trojans as the kick is up. And it is good. That was a chip shot, and USC will take the lead back 10-7 with 4:21 until halftime. So we got a lot of football left to play, but we got a close one, 10-7 USC, as the 16th ranked team here on our SBN poll leads by 3. And that catch, Kyron Hudson, I mean, he did not complete the catching process, so that's, of course, the big play there. So that is stamps of LSU saving what would have been a touchdown and only allowing 3 points instead of 7. So, here we go. Here's the kickoff. That one will go into the end zone for a touchback. And so now, LSU is going to have the ball. They got 4:21 to go. They've been having longer sustained drives here tonight, so going to be interesting to see how much time they take up. Nussmeier, though, his progression, like reading the progressions, he's done a great job in my opinion. He's just really just in control is what I say of the offense. So Nussmeier just really playing some good football here tonight. So he's got a running back to his left, sends a man to motion. And so here we go. Here is the carry. And that, I believe, is Caleb Jackson for a few. Clock's going to move. LSU not really in any kind of rush. They would like to get a score here. USC does start with the ball to begin the second half. So LSU would love to get a score here before halftime. Here is Nussmeier. Looking, throwing. That one is caught. That's going to be 3rd and 1 for Mason Taylor. 3:40 to go before halftime. So 3rd and 1 now. Or 3rd and 2, actually. Sorry. Going to be interesting to see what does LSU draw up here because they need to get something. So 3rd and 2, under 3.5 to go here in the first half. Nussmeier sends a man in motion. That's Kyron Lacey. Nussmeier rolling to his right, going to throw it. That's caught by Lacey. First down, and Lacey preserves himself and gets out of bounds. 3:08 to go here in this first half. Now, Mason Taylor, most of you will know him from being the guy that caught the game-winning two-point conversion against Alabama 2 years ago. The last time that that both Alabama and LSU played in Death Valley. So, of course, that is something to keep in mind. And I'm pretty sure Alabama and LSU play against each other this season, so you can let me know, as it looks like we've got a timeout, nearly a delay game on LSU, but they have to burn another timeout. So if you're LSU, not a good sequence right there. You don't want to be blowing too many timeouts. You got 2:36 to go in this first half, but you can't be doing that. So, of course, we got some answers to our trivia question. So, of course, we're going to answer that at halftime. So, be ready for that. So, been a pretty good game so far. Total yards, LSU's got 207, USC's got 144. So, we are 36 seconds away from the 2-minute timeout. So, maybe, possibly 2 snaps here. One, definitely one, but we'll see. Here is Nussmeier rolling, throwing, caught. Kyron Lacey gets down to the 31-yard line, and it looks like LSU may want to get another snap off here before the 2-minute timeout. Okay, Colton has confirmed to me Bama LSU plays November 9th. Thank you, Colton. So here we go. Nussmeier, 19-22. Here tonight, Nussmeier hands it off to his running back. That is Williams. And he will be stopped behind the line of scrimmage for about a 1-yard loss, as here is your 2-minute timeout. And so, with that being said, LSU, USC, we got a 10-7 ball game. LSU's got the football. They're trying to go down the field and get a touchdown to take the lead, or just try to get a field goal and just get something on the board, because definitely you want something, because USC gets the ball to begin the second half. Let's go to commercial. Alrighty, everybody. We are getting near the end of the first half. 10-7 is your score right now in Vegas. So let's go to another commercial, as we will be back after the 2-minute timeout. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. 10-7 is your score. We are nearing halftime, and so it's been a really good ball game here so far here tonight. And so, like we said before, I know I've mentioned this a couple times, but trivia question will be answered at halftime. So stick around for that. And also stick around for the second half. I mean, this game has been incredible here tonight. So you're not going to want to miss. You're not going to want to miss halftime. You're not going to want to miss the second half. You're not going to want to miss any of this because we've got a great game here for you. 13 and 16 going up against each other. Just incredible. So, Lincoln Riley against Brian Kelly, two coaches that are heading into their third year. Which one will get that 1-0 start? We will see here in a little bit. But here we go. Nussmeier has his man in motion. That's his running back who will end up right next to him. Caleb Jackson is our back. 2nd and 10 for LSU. Here's Nussmeier going to throw it, and that's way out of bounds, and that was intended for Zevion Thomas. 3rd and 10 for LSU. So 1:57 to go here before halftime. And so Nussmeier, 19 of 23, 187 and a touchdown. Miller Moss, 9 of 12, 137. So that is your quarterback comparison here so far. LSU tonight, 3 of 6 on 3rd down. So here we go. Nussmeier takes the snap, looking, now throwing, now to Mason Taylor, and they're going to have to settle for a field goal here before halftime. Great job at stopping that opportunity if you are USC. So LSU does a good job of getting the ball to Mason Taylor, but then Mason Taylor has nowhere to go. So now LSU will be forced to have to kick a field goal here, 4th and 6. So it's a 45-yarder. Damian Ramos is the place kicker. 12 of 15 last year, 80%. Kick, it is up, and it is good. LSU ties the ball game. We are tied at 10. So 1:08 to go before halftime, and we got a tie ball game. USC is going to get the ball to begin the second half, so that could be big. And again, like I've mentioned before here in this broadcast, it's going to be interesting to see if being aggressive on that first drive of the game could end up costing LSU big time. And so far, you got a tie ball game, and you had the ball first. I mean, potentially could have hurt you if you are LSU, but we'll see what happens throughout this game as USC coming out. Zachariah Branch, though, he's a kick returner plus a star receiver. He's a 5'10", 175 receiver. He is from Las Vegas, and he is in his sophomore year for USC. And he's got 3 receptions for 47 yards here tonight. So, going to be a lot of fun to see how this game ends here tonight. Very excited for sure. So, 1:08, Miller Moss getting ready to come out on the field and get another scoring drive before the break. But here we go. Here is the kick. That is away. And this one is going to the end zone and will not be returnable. So, tomorrow night here on Sabre Broadcast Network, one last game for this Labor Day weekend. Boston College, Florida State, 6:30 right here, Sabre Broadcast Network. You don't want to miss it. It is our second straight, well, technically our second straight week of covering DJ Uiagalelei and the Florida State Seminoles. So, going to be good to watch. So, Miller Moss, he's got 1 minute and 8 seconds to go down the field and see what they can put up on the board. Here we go. Miller Moss takes the snap, looking, throwing. That'll be caught and out of bounds. Great job by Kyron Hudson. The redshirt junior. He's the one that had the crazy catch earlier in this game. The one that we said looked like Odell Beckham Jr. 2nd and 1. He's got his running back to his left. Miller Moss does. He's got 4 receivers out wide. Now moves his running back to his right. Going to hand it to him and get about there to the line of scrimmage where he need to about the line to gain on, I shall say rather. But Miller Moss on that throw, he did hit the back of his lineman, so we'll see if his throwing hand is okay. 40 seconds to go here before halftime. USC has all their timeouts, 3rd and 1. And Lincoln Riley's going to call a timeout right here. So that is going to be interesting to see. 37 seconds to go here before halftime. First timeout burned by USC. So, of course, the coaches are kind of regrouped with their teams. And LSU, right now at least, until halftime, the offense can only sit there and watch there from the sidelines. So 41 seconds to go here before halftime. Miller Moss is trying to drive his team down the field and get either a field goal or possibly get a touchdown, which would be huge here to get a lead, and while you're also going to get the ball to start the second half. So here we go. Miller Moss coming out, 10 of 13 tonight, 146 yards passing if you are Miller Moss. So 3rd and 1 here for the Trojans. There are 4 out wide. He's got his running back to his right. Moss looking to throw. Got some pressure. Now throwing. That's caught. First down. That is his running back, Woody Marks, with the first down. And the clock stops for the first down. Great job right there by USC to move the ball. 30 seconds to go. Moss takes the snap, looking, now throwing. He's got his man, and that's Lake McCree with the catch 23 seconds after getting out of bounds. 2nd down for the Trojans. They're trying to move up the field in a hurry. They got 2 timeouts, so they have some time to breathe. They still got to get up the field. 2nd and 5. They're just trying to get a good position for their kicker to get a great field goal opportunity. From the 42, Moss all alone. He's got 5 receivers out wide. Moss now looking, throwing under the middle. Over the middle to the 41. First down. That is Makai Lemon, his receiver. 17 seconds to go before halftime. A beautiful catch if you are USC. That is an incredible catch right there. That's the first time we've called Makai Lemon's name tonight. This team is loaded with some good receivers if you are USC. And Miller Moss, he had his offensive lineman knocked into him. So definitely didn't feel too good. But now, 17 seconds. Moss, 13 of 16, 176 yards. Garrett Nussmeier, 20 of 24, 191 and a touchdown here tonight. So the quarterback duel is living up to it. So USC did take another timeout just a moment ago. So now the players are back out there. So 18 seconds to go before halftime. Miller Moss trying to set up a good field goal opportunity for his USC Trojans. Here we go. Here's the snap, the handoff. It's the running back. First down a lot more. Woody Marks to about the 20-yard line. 12 seconds to go. As they do not call a timeout, they are going to spike the ball now. 9 seconds to go here, so they can run one more play. Possibly this would be, in my opinion, I think this is going to be that shot to the end zone. If you're Miller Moss, you got to take that shot, I think, and see what you can get and possibly get a touchdown here. I think that's what you got to look for. But Woody Marks, beautiful run, and a big first down he had. 7 plays, 56 yards, and 59 seconds here for the Trojans. From the 19, here is the handoff to Woody Marks. He's breaking up the middle and nearly breaks free. And now USC calls a timeout as they are going to attempt a field goal here before halftime. So 2 seconds to go. We are tied at 10. That's a 3rd and 3. And the field goal unit is going to come out for USC. Most likely, yes, they are. Field goal unit coming out. So 10-10 is your score. And Michael Lance, the senior, his first field goal he made from 22 earlier tonight. So he's had 2 chip shot field goals here tonight. This is a 29-yard field goal. LSU going to send out an all-out try to block. Here we go. Snap good. Clean hold. He missed it! Wide right! Wide right! And we are tied at halftime. For the second straight night of calling football, we are going to be tied at halftime this time. We have a little bit more scoring. How about 8 more points total than what we had last night when we were here live for you? Well, folks, it is halftime, meaning that we are going to go to a commercial break, and then it will be time for the halftime show. All right, everybody, welcome. It is halftime right now in Vegas. We are tied at 10 apiece as Colton will join me here in a minute. So we are, of course, we are happy that you decided to join us here on your Sunday night. So college football. Tomorrow is Labor Day, and so what Labor Day brings is some good college football. And so I'm going to move over to my right so that Colton's going to have some space here. Colton's going to join us for the entirety of the second half, he said. So trivia question. He helped us get it. So, of course, when he gets in here, I'll let him help you know what the answer is to this trivia question. Of course, this has been a good game so far. We're tied at 10. And so now we are ready to have Colton join us. His mic is turned on. So, folks, if you know me, you know that I had two videos where I forgot to cut his microphone on to begin with. So, we got your microphone turned on. Also, I forgot to grab my little piece so that you could plug in and listen to what is going on as far as videos, as far as ads and stuff like that we're going to play throughout the night. So, there we go. Now we got him set up. All right, Colton, we'll scoot you in here. So, welcome back. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so glad that you can join us here tonight.
Yep.
So,
the headset's I can't hear on it. Am I supposed to hear or?
No, that's for you can hear ads.
Okay, got it.
Whenever I'm in the ads. So, what'd you think about the first half?
It was good. Honestly, my prediction, what was it, 24-17?
Yeah.
As of right now, that's looking like a pretty good prediction.
Yeah.
I got a little nervous with that field goal. I thought that ruined my prediction, but I mean, he missed the field goal, so I'm looking pretty golden right now. I do think LSU Garrett Nussmeier has looked way better quarterback-wise.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, I mean, not really USC, but Lincoln Riley has had how many good quarterbacks at the past, since he's been coaching? He's not had a bad quarterback. You know what I mean? Unless you got Spencer Rattler, which, for the most part, he was a good quarterback at the time. So, I don't think Miller Moss is bad. I don't really think the play calling really fit with, how he plays. But I think second half, USC figures it out. LSU is going to figure it out too. So it should be entertaining.
Well, speaking of Garrett Nussmeier, he was, 20 of 24 throwing the ball the first half?
Something like that.
Very efficient. Now, granted, USC defense is still not incredible. But what did you – do you think you saw any kind of improvement so far?
Honestly, LSU looks about the same, obviously. USC's defense, really, it really didn't get better, but it didn't get worse. It seemed about the same as last year. There's some plays where they're playing good defense and other plays where it's are they even trying to play defense? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but then I do think it's early in the season, first game. So I do think they'll figure it out.
All right. You ready, Colton?
Sure.
We are going to announce what the answer is to the trivia question. So if you've been watching us throughout the night, you can see that we have a trivia question, which thank you, Colton, for getting our trivia question in the chat. What I did is I made Colton a moderator of the chat. So, of course, that's huge for that. So, Colton, you ready to announce our trivia question?
Yes. Okay, so just go ahead and say the answer.
Yeah, go ahead. Right. I got it right here, so you can.
All right. So the answer to the trivia question is 1928. So the first ever USC national championship happened in 1928.
Long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Almost 100 years now.
11 championships, and 1928 is when it all began.
And their most recent was 2004.
Long time ago. And of course, you already know this, but for you, the viewers, you may not know this. The last time, whenever they won that championship in 2004, I believe Matt Leinart was the quarterback, I think, if I believe it, right?
I think so.
Matt Leinart, I believe, was the quarterback. Pete Carroll was the coach. And I believe Reggie Bush was the running back at the time. So you had that trio. I believe they were part of that 2014.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure.
So, you gonna confirm that for us, or? You can confirm it. While I pull up, we're going to talk about some of the games around the country that happened yesterday. We had a lot of great football. So,
Yes, it was my Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush.
nice. All right. So, some games that has happened over the past couple of days. Thursday. Let's start with Thursday. First off, you had Colorado just squeak by North Dakota State of a score of 31-26. So, Colton, what did you think about that game? And so, what's your thoughts?
Honestly, I feel like being that Colorado is playing against an FCS school, and I do realize that it's one of the better FCS schools, but still, Colorado, with the amount of hype coming into the season, honestly, they should have easily won the game. And for most of the game, it felt like they actually could have lost. And so, honestly, I just feel like that's just a sign that Colorado really is just way overhyped this year. And I mean, like all I've heard is just how good Travis Hunter was, and all that. I feel like one player does not win games. So I feel
Right.
like even though he might have a ridiculously good stat line, I don't feel like that justifies a close game to a school you should easily beat.
Right.
So honestly, as an overall, I feel like Colorado did win, but I do feel like as the season goes on, they're gonna have to work on closing out and just playing better.
All right. So moving on to other games around the country, you had North Carolina and Minnesota, 1917 North Carolina win. Um, the big storyline though is Max Johnson having his broke leg, which required surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So Colton, he's out for the rest of the season. What was your thoughts on this game with the missed field goal at the end? Minnesota could have won, but what do you think about the injury to Max Johnson?
So first off, like I had said previously before the game, I kind of knew the game would not be amazing because Minnesota is an okay team, like at best a bowl team, but not really, not a great team. And North Carolina is slightly better, but they're in the same boat. So I kind of knew coming into it, it wasn't going to be the most entertaining game. And honestly, it was starting to get better, and then obviously the injury happened, which that kind of reminded me of Riley Leonard, the Notre Dame quarterback now. Last year when he was at Duke, a similar injury happened mid-season, but I think he came back before the season ended.
Yes, I think that was against Notre Dame. He got hurt the first time. He came back, played a couple more games, and then got hurt again.
Mm-hmm. So it kind of felt like that, where it was like you're kind of just excited to see this player, see how good he can do, and then before you know it, he's just not going to play again. For a little while. Now I do think he should be eligible to come back next year. But even at that, will he still be in North Carolina? Because of injuries can change a lot. So it's just sad to see something like that happen, especially to a player who came there to hopefully get drafted to the NFL or go to win. Just seeing that happen was just kind of sad.
All right. Now I got to turn to Friday night, and I got to bring it up. I want to talk about your Oklahoma Sooners and their dominant 51-3 win. Colton, I want you to take me through what did you think about your game against Temple on Friday night?
I mean, honestly, I didn't really watch much of it because it was just such an easy game. But, I mean, to be honest, it kind of just went exactly how it should have. If anything, I'm just surprised that we didn't win by more. Because Temple's okay, but clearly Temple was not a caliber team to compete with Oklahoma. But it was a good game just to see, It was very similar to the Alabama game, which I felt like it wasn't an amazing game, and there's stuff to improve, but I do feel like it sets the tone for the season, so it is a good win to have to start the season.
Okay. Also on Friday night, TCU Stanford 34-27. TCU squeaks by. What did you think about this game?
This is another one I really didn't watch much of, just because from the get go I kind of knew it. Even if TCU loses, it's not gonna be that good of a game. But I like it. Just really, honestly, all it's the same thing as the Colorado game. It's like if TCU really wants to be good this year, which I do know, there's been a lot of people saying they're not gonna be great, but I mean, TCU should be a good enough team that should at least win 7, 8 games this year at least. So struggling against Stanford really isn't the way to start the season for them, especially having to go against Big 12 opponents who are pretty solid this year, I'd say. So they're just gonna have to improve. But again, first game, can't really say too much.
All right, we're gonna move to Saturday. Clemson and Georgia. This game, some thought it would be closer. Georgia gets a 34-3 win. What did you think about Georgia Clemson?
So first off, I think Georgia did exactly what they needed to do. They got the win. They played well. They showed off, and if you actually they were missing a lot of good players. Mainly their running back, Trevor Etienne. So it's funny, his brother went to Clemson.
Yeah.
But they're missing him for the game, and they still pretty easily won. I mean, the first half it looked a little closer. In the second half, they kind of just pulled away. But Georgia did exactly what they needed to do. Now, Clemson, I do think people overreacted. I think Clemson did good. But it's just Clemson does this ever since Trevor Lawrence has been gone. Every year, Clemson has that one game where they kind of just kind of don't do much. They just lose basically. Like there's not really much to say. Like they just lost. They didn't play horrible. They didn't play amazing, but they lost. So it's not really. I feel like they're still going to be playoff team. They very much could still win the ACC. They're gonna probably win the ACC. It's either them, Miami, or Florida State, as usual. So I don't think it's really anything to overreact about.
And then going down the line, Penn State pulls out the 34-12 win on West Virginia. What did you think about it?
Honestly, that was a really disappointing game because going into it, I was like, Penn State's easily winning this, right? And then I started hearing people say West Virginia was actually good enough they beat them. And people are still saying West Virginia is going to win the Big 12, which I don't agree with. I think West Virginia is one of those teams. They could have some of the best talent out there, and I don't think they're winning more 9 games at most. And honestly, I was starting to think this was going to be like a really close, good game. And it ended up being exactly what I thought it would be. Just Penn State easily won. Like, there were moments where it seemed like Penn State would mess up and lose, but, they're just a better team. So there's really not too much to say about that either, but I do think Penn State's going to be decent.
All right, we got 2 more to talk about. We got Miami against Florida. What did you think about that game?
Miami, Florida. Honestly, I kind of called it. I said Miami's going to be really good, and they're going to destroy Florida. And honestly, I was right. I do think Florida's good. And something kind of messed them up, I feel like. People, before the season started, people were like, oh, they're not going to be good. And then all of a sudden, before the game, people started all of a sudden saying they're going to be great. They're going to win, you know what I mean? And I feel like people kind of jinxed it. And I kind of saw that. I was like, from the moment the game started, I was like, there's no way Florida's winning. And I was right. So I feel like Miami's good, but I'm not going to be too quick to say they're going to be great. But I do see them probably winning the ACC maybe. And as far as Florida, if anything, this just showed that their coach isn't going to make it past Billy Napier. He's not going to pass. He's not going to make it past the end of this season if they keep playing the way they do. Now, if they get better, I do see him staying. I think as long as he makes a bowl game, with as tough as the schedule is, as long as they make a bowl game, he should be safe. But no bowl game, I think he's gone.
I'll say this. I think watching last night, I think DJ Lagway definitely gives Florida the best opportunity to win than what Graham Mertz does.
And that's another thing I said from the beginning. I said that Graham Mertz wasn't going to be a starter by the end of the season.
Which, I mean, I'll be honest. I think you put Graham Mertz on a team like Tulane, for instance, who I mean, they just lost their quarterback to the NFL. I mean, that's a guy, Graham Mertz would do good for Tulane. You're playing for Florida. And he just hasn't delivered the way that.
So, is he like TJ Finley?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think TJ Finley's bad per se. I just don't think he's SEC quarterback. But I feel like there's few quarterbacks who are SEC quarterbacks, you know?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good quarterbacks objectively. Like, for instance, put Shedeur Sanders on any SEC school, and he's just average.
Oh, yeah.
Keep him on Colorado, he's good. You know what I mean? Like, keep in mind, he was a 4-star recruit. So, and most SEC quarterbacks are either 5 stars or 4 stars who sat a couple years behind 5 stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or transfers who are 5 stars. So I don't know. It's just be interesting to see how some player like Shedeur, when he does go to the NFL, not to get off topic, but it will be interesting to see how he does in the NFL, being that he's kind of gone his whole college career kind of playing like smaller level schools.
Yeah. All right, and our final one to have your opinion on tonight here at halftime, as we're getting closer to the beginning of the third quarter. You got Notre Dame and Texas A&M, the game we had here on Sabre Broadcast Network. What did you think?
So this is another one I really didn't watch too much of, but it was just not a good game. Both teams, honestly, I feel like both teams are overrated, and honestly, I think these are two teams who their coaches could be fired by the end of the season, honestly. So I'm just interested to see how they both play throughout the season. But as usual, Notre Dame just got lucky getting a fairly easy first game. But I don't see Notre Dame being a playoff team this year. I feel like they could be a team that gets close, but they're not going to win it. So it was just interesting to see that. But I don't think that game has serious implications going forward.
Well, that is our halftime season. And so we are this is fun. Of course, we got third quarter. And so going to get some views going on Rumble.
Nice.
So here we go. Third quarter, LSU is going to kick it away to USC. So far, I think we did get a little bit of your opinion on this so far, but here we go. LSU going to kick it away to USC. Zachariah Branch is the return man. There's the kick. And this one's going to the back of the end zone. It's going to be USC football. So, watching this play right here, what do you see from these plays from Nick Garrett Nussmeier they're going to show?
Honestly, he's very talented. And you can tell that you can just tell that he's talented and all. But I don't know. I feel like that was an insane catch, by the way.
Oh, yeah, like Hiron Hudson.
But I feel like it's just for both these quarterbacks. I feel like mid-season we're going to see them in full form. But until then, I kind of feel like they're like just game managing quarterbacks at the moment. I just don't feel like they're really doing I feel like they're doing their job, but they're not really exceeding at it.
Here's the run by Woody Marks. He's going to get about 7 or 8 right there. So here's some stats, Colton. Miller Moss, 13 to 16 for 176. That's 11 yards per attempt. And you got 20 to 24 for Nussmeier, 191. 8 yards per attempt. So look at the stats. Both quarterbacks played incredibly well, incredibly efficient too.
Yep.
So here we go. Moss has got his running back to his left, hands it off to him. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to be brought down. He almost was brought down behind the line of scrimmage, but still made a play out of it.
This running back's really good. I wouldn't say he's like the best running back they've had in a while, but he's done good this game.
This is the backup, Quentin Joyner.
Oh, wrong one. The starting running back.
Oh, yeah, Woody Marks.
Yes, he's really good.
Now, Woody Marks is a redshirt senior. Quentin Joyner most likely will take over next season. He is a sophomore. He, I believe, transferred in from Mississippi State.
They're both pretty good, though.
Here is Miller Moss throwing it out wide. And that ball, you could say it's a fumble, and I guess USC's got it. What a play right there. So, okay, so he completes the... Here's the question, Colton. What do you think? Do you think he completed the catching with the process?
No, he had his hands on it, went to take a step, and then it got swatted. So I don't know. I feel like that should be reviewed.
Okay.
But I guess it's not.
All right, so 4th and 3. Here's the punt, and that one's away, and LSU will have the ball as this is returnable, and he will get a few yards after receiving that punt. But now, here will come Garrett Nussmeier and the LSU Tigers. So, USC 3 and out right there. So they said that Mekhi Lemon did not complete the process.
That's what I thought.
So, all right. We talked for halftime all the way through, so how about we take a timeout?
Okay.
All right, we are back, but we're going to go to another commercial break. All right, everybody, welcome back to our game broadcast of LSU and USC. So, Colton, what did you see on that last drive?
Honestly, nothing much. It was kind of just a failed drive. Nothing much really happened. Could you hear me? Nothing really much happened there, but I feel like it's just give it a couple more drives, and I feel like towards the end of the game, it's really gonna start getting a lot going on, But as of right now, nothing much.
So right now they're showing how both Garrett Nussmeier and Miller Moss arrived at their schools in 2021, and they have played the waiting game. Of course, Garrett Nussmeier had Max Johnson he had to sit behind for a year, and then he sat behind Jaden Daniels for 2 years. Miller Moss, he sat behind Jackson Dart for a year, and then Caleb Williams for 2 years. Here's a snap. Nussmeier hands it off, and a run of a few yards right there, but he will be stopped. That right there, I believe, is Josh Williams, number 18. So, nice run right there for a few yards. 2nd and 7. Brian Kelly, of course, not too pleased with his team tonight, although they've played okay. And it looks like there's an injured Trojan out there. The training staff is taking his cleat off, so maybe it's an ankle injury, possibly. So, LSU's offensive line draft prospects, according to Field Yates, Will Campbell, the left tackle, is projected 10th pick, and Emory Jones Jr., the right tackle, projected 16th in this year's draft. So, Colton, this offensive line for LSU, with how good they are, do you think that this could be, like, with the protection they have for their quarterback, do you think that this could potentially be big for them as far as going far within the SEC schedule?
I mean, yes and no, because I feel like you can have a really good offensive line and a really good offense and just a horrible defense, you know? But also at the same time, I do feel like offensive line is way more important than people realize. I do think it'll get them a long way, especially going against really good defenses like Georgia and Alabama.
So there's a run for a few yards, and that right there is Caleb Jackson. He gets a few. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. So 3rd and 3. Of course, Deanton Lynn, the new defensive coordinator coming over from UCLA after Chip Kelly left. 3-7 tonight. LSU is on 3rd down. So Nussmeier all alone in the backfield, takes a snap, looking, going to throw out wide. He's short, I believe, unless CJ Daniels got forward progress. Okay, they're going to call it short. So Colton, what do you think about this? Do you think they should go for it or not?
I go for it. Be aggressive. The goal is to win the game at the end of the day. And, I mean, I trust the defense, honestly, especially with how the last drive went for USC. I trust the defense if you do not get the first down, but I do think they should just go for it. Which looks like they're not going to.
4th and 1, they're going to punt it away. I will say overall, USC's defense does look better. And there's Zachariah Branch, and he somehow got away from the first tackle, but then he was taken down.
LSU needs to work on their tackling. I've seen way too many broken tackles.
Yeah. Us from both teams, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you expect that from USC, to be honest.
Yeah.
But not from it. I mean, LSU usually has, like, one of the best defenses. I mean, I wouldn't say best. One of the better defenses, I'd say.
So what I'm going to do right now for you is I want to get your opinion while we have a commercial break with the national broadcast. I want to get your opinion on what you think about these teams and where they could go this season. So let's see. Let's pull up LSU first to look at their schedule. So LSU this season, after tonight, they got Nicholls at South Carolina, UCLA, South Alabama, Ole Miss, Arkansas, at Texas A&M, Alabama, at Florida, Vanderbilt, and then Oklahoma. Colton, your LSU, what do you see from this schedule?
I mean, they should lose to USC. or at least I'm my prediction was. So I think they're gonna start off the season. Before their bye week, they'll probably be like 4-1. I don't see them losing anyone besides USC to start the season. And honestly, throughout the whole season, I think their only losses are gonna be Alabama and Oklahoma. Maybe Florida, depending on if they get their stuff put together. And then I mean, Ole Miss could give them a hard time, but I don't see them losing to Ole Miss. Never mind. I think they'll lose to Ole Miss. So they'll probably be 9-3, 10-2 maybe.
So about the same as what they've been for the past few years.
I do actually see them being a playoff team maybe towards the bottom of it. Like if not a playoff team, they'd be one of the highest ranked teams not in the playoff.
Right.
But I don't see them being particularly memorable, if I guess for lack of a better word. I don't see them being amazing, but I do see them being pretty good.
All right. And then let me get USC pulled up for you. So they're Big Ten now. That's weird to say.
Who?
USC.
Oh.
All right. Here is their schedule. They got Utah State at Michigan. They got Wisconsin at Minnesota, Penn State at Maryland, Rutgers at Washington, Nebraska at UCLA, and Notre Dame to finish the year. So, Colton, what do you think about USC's schedule?
I think they're going to be about the same as LSU. I see them winning this game, obviously. I think they'll lose to Penn State. I think their only two losses would probably be Penn State or Notre Dame, if not both. Or maybe just one of them. I don't see them beating Penn State and Notre Dame. But they'll probably be around the 10-2, 9-3 area.
Okay. Well, here we go. 1st and 10 for Miller Moss and the USC Trojans. Here is the fake to the handoff. And that one's nearly intercepted. A really bad pass.
He really does not need to do that. That was just watch it. I could see the guy coming. So that was just a bad look right there.
And that is Stamps nearly getting the interception of Miller Moss. Here we go. One man to the right of Miller Moss. He's got a couple men out wide. 3 to be exact. Here we go. Moss looking. Throwing. That one is in great defense again.
Same dude.
From Stamps.
And once again, it was just, that one looked a little better, but it was just very tight. I feel like there was a few spots. He could have passed it to a running back. I felt like that was just a risky throw in the beginning.
I'll say this. He threw it. It was right on the money, but again,
good defense.
That's where if he would have put it a little bit more ahead of his receiver, that would have been a completed catch. So here we go. Here's Moss. Looking, got time. Now throwing down the middle. It's caught. And going down the sideline is his tight end. And, he nearly completed the hurdle.
That was a pretty good catch.
That is Kyle Ford, to me. He's a big receiver. I misinterpreted him. It's Kyle Ford. He is a big receiver. He is one of those that built like a tight end but play in the receiver position. Colton.
Oregon has a few of those too. Honestly, and last year Florida State had a few of those guys. They're becoming more and more used, I guess.
Here's a snap. Woody Marks. He'll get a few yards in that carry. So you said you like what Woody Marks is doing tonight. So, first half, he had a couple of big runs.
He got a touchdown first half, right?
I believe so.
And honestly, USC, you expect to see good quarterback, really good wide receivers, and I wouldn't say you don't expect to see a good running back, but that's not the first thing. Like when I think of USC, I don't typically think of the running back room. So there's a flag.
Offensive false start, Colton.
That was on Eli Page, right?
I think
Elijah Page.
Yeah, 72. Elijah Page.
Richard freshman.
Yep. 2nd and 12 now. Moss takes a snap. Dancing around. He's got to find a man, and that one will be caught. And that's Kyle Ford once again. It's a 3rd and long, Colton. What do you think they're going to have to do here?
I think if I had to predict it, I think they're gonna do maybe a crossing route, maybe something that gets maybe about 5 yards, and then maybe they can create an opening, and he can maybe they get the tight end on the cross route and try to get. They might just hand it off actually.
Here we go, Moss looking. Deep pass. That one's incomplete.
That was
but
an
there's a
interference.
flag.
That could be an interference in either one. They both seem like they were pushing a little.
I will say, here we go. So automatic first down.
Honestly, you could have got either the defense or offense. Because look at the push at the beginning, and they're both holding on to each other. That could have been on either one, honestly. But yeah, that's a good call because the defense was doing more of the holding.
Yeah.
That's big for USC. Go ahead.
I will say that a lot of times, interference calls, you rarely see offensive pass interference.
Yeah.
So here we go, Moss. We're running back in the backfield. Moss looking about the same play. That one nearly caught by Kyron Hudson.
That's on the receiver there.
They were targeting Woodland once again.
Well, how didn't he catch this, though? That was perfect. I don't know.
The funny thing is he has that Odell Beckham-like catch in the first half.
And he can't catch anything else.
Yeah.
Kind of like Odell, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
He went from prime Odell to current Odell.
Yeah.
Real quick.
This drive, 6 plays, 58 yards, spanning nearly 3 minutes.
Okay.
Here we go. Handoff, Quentin Joyner. He's going to get about 6, and that'll be it. Or 5, I shall say.
This is what I've been saying. It took 3 people to tackle that little running back.
Quentin Joyner is going to be incredible.
He's been really good.
And next year for USC.
Yeah, but, if you're LSU, you got to work on tackling. I don't know, USC too, but, like I said earlier, you expect USC's defense to be bad.
Right.
LSU, you expect it, at least in non-conference games, you would expect them to have lockdown defense. All right, I'm going to predict it. I'm going to say this is going to be a touchdown.
Okay.
I think it's going. What's number one's name?
Zachary
Branch.
And taken down for the sack.
That was a good defense then, that one.
Oh, yeah. So now, field goal opportunity coming. Now, if you remember, going back to halftime, it was wide right on a 29-yard field goal, so...
He should have just ran it there. He should have just sprinted. Just try to get... He hasn't really ran much, has he, though?
Not really. Both quarterbacks have kind of just sat in the pocket.
Yeah.
So Michael Lance, 1 of 2 tonight.
And
that one is up and good for USC.
As a quarterback, you got to be able to scramble a little, especially with how, if you're playing against an SEC school especially, you've constantly got to be moving. Because if you just sit in the pocket, you're going to get sacked every single time.
Yeah. So USC takes a 13-10 lead. So we are going to take a commercial break. We will be right back here in a moment. All right, welcome back, Colton. So that drive, USC capping it off with the field goal. What do you think?
Pretty good drive. I feel like they just got to do that more, and they'll win the game. They just need to capitalize. Like earlier, like you said, they'll get these crazy good catches. Here recently, it feels like they can't catch anything. So they just gotta figure that out. Get better catches, get more consistent, and they'll easily.
Yep. LSU coming up here on this drive. Colton, what do you expect from LSU on this drive?
Honestly, if I had to really take a wild guess, I think they'll get maybe about to 30 and then kick a field goal. I don't really see a touchdown on this drive. Especially, the momentum's starting to kind of go towards USC, kind of. I mean, I don't know. We're just gonna. They just gotta hope they can get the run game going a little bit, get some passing going. Honestly, they just think they'll just lock in, and I think they'll do good.
Well, here we go. Game broadcast, national broadcast coming back. Look at that beautiful outside view of Allegiant Stadium. Here is the kickoff. And that one will be returnable. And here comes LSU. And this is Williams. And he got a couple of yards before being brought down. So here's a good hands play that they are showing. And man.
Why can't they do that now though? Like the past 2 or 3 drives, they haven't caught nothing.
Yeah, of course. If you don't know what we're talking about, that's Kyron Hudson's one-hand catch. And then on Twitter, Caleb Williams, he put out there 10. You're insane at Kyron Hudson. And then flag. That's Will Campbell with a false start. Colton?
Honestly, I mean, with how good he is, you wouldn't expect that, but it's not really too big of a deal.
All right, 1st and 15, 7 minutes to go in the half. Nussmeier looking. That'll be caught. Mason Taylor. with the catch.
If he didn't fall, that could have been 20, 30 yards maybe. That he could have ran for quite a bit if he didn't fall.
Yeah. So here we go. Now Smyer's got his running back to his right. Hands it off. That's John Emery Jr. First down and a lot more. He is going to get a whole bunch of yards right there. First down for LSU, John Emery Jr.
That's exactly what I said they needed to do. Get the run game going. I keep forgetting to put my microphone down.
You're good. What a beautiful run up the middle, and just this USC defense had no answers right there. Finally getting them down. They tried to strip the ball from Emery. Down to it looks like 29. Nussmeier all alone in the backfield. Takes the snap, looking, dropping, lobbing, and that is out of the reach of anyone looking for Kyron Lacey.
I think he thought he was going out of bounds, and he wasn't. And so I think he just overshot that one.
Right now, Jaden Daniels getting interviewed by ESPN. So, here we go, 13-10, LSU driving. 5:49 to go here in the third quarter. One running back to the left of Nussmeier. It's a pitch to John Emery Jr., who is going to get across the edge, and that looks like it's a first down. Colton, what are you seeing on this USC defense?
They just need to learn how to tackle. Like, this is what I've been saying the whole game. Like, poor tackling, just bad defense, honestly. Like, for how prestigious a school USC is, you would think they'd at least be able to recruit decent defenders. But
so here we go. Nussmeier running back to his right. He's got two wide receivers at the top, and it's Emery again with the run. He's going to get about 3 right there. So you can see the game plan here. The first half, heavy passing game for LSU, very aggressive, and now they're going to the run game. So, what do you think about this offensive scheme?
honestly, I'm more of a fan of like a mixture of the run game, a little bit of the pass game. So I just don't understand why you would just go so heavy on picking one. Like, I feel like there's two sides to offense, and I feel like they're just not really executing either very well at the moment.
And there is the running back for LSU, Caleb Jackson, getting a few yards in that carry.
I mean, they're doing good running right now, so they should stick to running at the moment. But if I had to predict it, they'll probably get a touchdown this drive.
This is a 6-play drive, 65 yards. So now a man in motion, which is Mason Taylor. Nussmeier's got his running back to the right of him. Giving out some signals to his offensive line. He's got, looks like 3 receivers wide. Here's Nussmeier rolling to his right, looking, throwing. That's caught. And he is in! Touchdown, Aaron Anderson of LSU. And that is some wild hair on that picture they're using.
He has the Jay-Z hair.
Exactly. 13 yards, and LSU takes the lead for the first time tonight.
All right, you have to be honest. LSU got some of the most interesting fans. Very interesting looking people.
Definitely very interesting.
Okay, after this field goal, I have a question.
Okay. And here is the extra point attempt. That one is up, and it is good.
All right. How do you feel about the end zones, the paintings? Honest thoughts.
Don't look too bad. Now we got a flag, probably some extracurriculars after the extra point attempt.
When was the last time these two played?
It's been a while. I don't remember. So, unsportsmanlike conduct on USC there. And it looked like the defense had a chance to get Aaron Anderson, but both defenders fell down.
Again, bad defense. Like, it's very clear these defenders, they just don't fully understand how to tackle. Like, at times it just feels like they're aimlessly just chasing them, like, without really knowing what to do. It's kind of sad, actually.
Well, 3:42 to go in the third quarter, and LSU answers the call and takes the lead by 4. So we still are waiting on kickoff here. So Nussmeier and Miller Moss going at it. Both are playing incredible football tonight. So LSU's going to kick it off. So USC, Colton, what do you think is going to happen on this drive?
Field goal, if I had to guess.
Okay. So now if you're USC, you missed that field goal there before halftime. How much does that hurt you in the long run of this game? Because now what would have been a 1-point game is now a 4-point game. So
lots of important field goals being missed this year.
And a little squib kick right there, and USC will get a few yards after the kick, and it's going to be first down. Here comes Miller Moss and the USC Trojans. So penalties tonight. LSU's got 7 for 65, and I believe USC has like 3 for like 35. So penalty yards are crazy here tonight for both of these teams. Here is the handoff. Oh, it's a fumble.
He was trying to pitch it, and then I guess he hesitated and then let go of it. Like you can see, watch this. He tries to pitch it. He does that little motion, and I think he saw someone. He saw someone, and then just kind of accidentally let go. That was just it. That was too indecisive. He should have just made up his mind, whether he's in pitch it or not.
A poorly executed trick play, and now Miller Moss is in the backfield all alone. He's got 5 wide, and there's going to be some movement on that USC offense, most likely.
How many of those have they had so far?
A couple.
Especially now they're back. They were at their second 18. Now it's be second and 23? Yeah, second 20. That's terrible. That's costly because now not only do you have to get 18 yards, now you have to get 23 yards.
You still got, it's only second down. Mm-hmm. You can still get it, but
still,
you're backed up to the 7-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a handoff to Woody Marks, and he will get about 5 yards back, and that's going to be all. Third down and
they basically just got their yards back.
Yeah,
that's all they did. Not a very productive play.
Miller Moss getting his signal from his coach. I want to get your opinion. I don't think you've given an opinion yet on the channel about the new coach to player.
I like it, but I feel like it's just not being executed correctly. Like, it should be like a coordinator. It should be one way. You know, the coordinator can talk to the quarterback, and the quarterback can't talk back to the coach either, can he?
I don't know. Either way, real quickly, there is a catch right there for USC, and that was Deuce Robinson. He gets about 10. It looked like 10 yards or so. So fourth down for USC.
So basically, what I think they should be able to talk like in between plays, but not like once the clock, like once they line up. And to an extent, it kind of is like this, but I feel like if they line up before, 25 seconds, they should not be able to talk to each other. Like, I feel like it should be, just a quick do this play, and then the comms are turned off, basically.
So that punt goes, and now LSU will start from what looks like the 23-yard line on their side of the field. So a great punt right there for USC as LSU will just let it bounce. So now here is Garrett Nussmeier and the LSU offense. He's got his running back to his left.
This would be a handoff, I think.
1 minute to go in the quarter. There's a carry for John Emery Jr., who is almost broke that tackle. He gets to about the 30-yard line.
USC got lucky that time.
Yeah. So 2nd and 4, John Emery Jr., 5 carries, 61 yards. He's really been the spark for that LSU run game. 30 seconds to go in the third. Nussmeier takes the snap, fakes a handoff, looking, now throwing back to Emery Jr., and he's out of bounds. And that is the last play of the third quarter. John Emery Jr. got a pass and got down the field for a first down and a little bit more. So that is the third quarter, Colton.
Pretty good quarter. I feel like LSU starting to take a bit more of a. I mean, really, just not much happened this quarter, but LSU definitely starting to kind of show they're doing a little bit more than USC, but it's still pretty close.
Yep.
Hopefully, the fourth quarter will have more going on.
Well, let's go to a couple of commercial breaks, and we'll be back. everybody. Welcome back. Cooper Naylor here with Colton Naylor tonight for the second half. So, Colton, first three quarters in the books. We're going to the fourth quarter. First off, what have you seen? And then second off, what do you see the ending being?
So first off, poor tackling. That's been kind of the big story of the game so far. Neither team has really done a good job blocking and tackles, and it's just kind of embarrassing knowing that both teams are top tier recruiting teams, and they should, like, honestly, you can only blame the coaching or being the first game, because they should be doing a better job tackling. But and other than that, I feel like the pass game's kind of, until recently, the pass game's kind of been a little bit overdone, I guess. But now that both teams are starting to realize running the ball is superior today, now it's starting to get a little better. But for the longest time, it was just pass after pass after pass, and it just got to the point where it was just 3 and outs,
Yeah.
And now that they're starting to run, it's been way better. But I do think this can be a little bit more exciting of a quarter, hopefully.
So here we go. Nussmeier with the running back behind him. He's got, it looks like, 2 receivers up to the top of the screen. And then he's got 3 more lined up. Here we go. Nussmeier hands it off to John Emery Jr., who gets a few yards, and that is it right there, as he tries to barrel his way down the middle of that line of scrimmage. So we are in last quarter of the game, and I completely forgot to fix that on our quarter chart. So with the run game, LSU 118-39.
That's embarrassing.
That could be, if LSU were to win the game, that could be the deciding factors. Here's Nussmeier floating back, and he has nowhere to go with the ball. He just gets rid of that. And it was in the direction of his receiver. And I failed to find which receiver. Trades Green.
Tight end.
Yep. So now you got 3rd and 6 for your LSU. What do you see happening here, Colton?
If I were the offensive coordinator, I'd do a short, quick, maybe like a quick little, maybe an RPO, or maybe a jet sweep. No, it looks like it's just gonna pass it.
And he gets a short little completion, and that is to Williams. And now it's 4th down, and USC is going to get the ball back. And just a short little completion, and didn't get much. So now you got 4th and 3, Colton. USC is going to get the ball back.
All right, I'm going to predict it. This is going to be a return for a touchdown.
All right. We'll see if you're right. Zachariah Branch back to receive. There's the punt. And this one is a fair catch. So on predictions, you're in the negatives. But, hey, we got a flag. Let's see what this flag is all about.
Been a lot of those today.
It really has. So we are waiting. And also something to mention, Big 12 crew is officiating tonight. So no penalty on the field, so national broadcast is going to take a break, and so are we. So let's go to commercial. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. 17-13 LSU with the lead, and I continue to miss with the possession arrow. Either way, it's USC football whenever they get back to the game, and so what?
It's a commercial. It's a funny commercial.
Colton is trying to get me to laugh over a commercial.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about the game so far?
Really, I think both teams are very evenly matched here tonight. Difference being, I think the big difference in this game is it's a run game for sure. LSU, which is kind of shocking to say that they have run for more yards than USC. I would think
it definitely feels like USC's ran more.
And the thing is that, when you think about run yards, Lincoln Riley offense has prided itself on the run game. So kind of shocking here. Right now, the national broadcast are showing Kirk Herbstreit's dog, Ben, who is just chill.
He's the chief of happiness, apparently.
Yeah.
I think I am our chief of happiness.
And there is a run that gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage for USC. That's Woody Marks. But going back to you being the chief of happiness, what do you mean by that?
Well, they said the dog's the chief of happiness. I'd say I'm a better chief of happiness. I do more than a dog does.
Okay. What do you think your dogs would say to that?
Nothing, because they're dogs. They don't speak.
Okay. Here we go. One running back to the right of Miller Moss. Man to motion. Makes the handoff. Moss looking. That'll be caught. First down and a lot more.
That was a good pass.
And that is Lake McCree, his tight end. And what do you think about this play right here?
This is just a really good pass. Faked out a couple of the corners, linebackers.
So here we go. Here's Moss looking, throwing. Oh!
Another perfect pass.
That is a great pass.
Just absolutely threaded the needle.
Jacoby Lane. Now, earlier in the game, this is the first time we've called his name since he was nearly taken out of the ball game for targeting earlier in this ball game. Jacoby Lane, that's a huge catch for another big first down for USC. Miller Moss tonight, 18-24, 268 through the air. Here we go, Moss. Looking, throwing. That's across the middle. That's Lake McCree once again. That's going to be second down and about 3 yards to go.
Good play again.
And now it looks like USC's offense has really started getting going a little bit here. So 2nd and 3, 17-13, LSU with the lead. Clock is under 11 minutes to go here in this game. Moss snap, looking, throwing across the middle. That is a first down, and that is Cade Eldridge, the redshirt freshman. So another first down for USC, Colton. They're starting to move the ball a little bit. What do you think?
Honestly, this just how. I mean, they needed to play like this for a while now, and they're finally just figuring it out and adjusting to it.
So Moss, this drive, 4 of 4, 50 yards down the field. 10 minutes to go. Here's the handoff, and that's Quentin Joyner for about 6 yards, and that's all he would get there. So under 10 minutes to go in this ball game. USC content to take some time off this clock. So, of course, they don't want to take too much because then that would give LSU an opportunity to basically waste
Score
the
and
game
win.
away.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Here's Moss looking, throwing, and batted in the air. That was nearly intercepted.
That was bad.
Moss is lucky that was not intercepted.
And, like, it didn't even look like he really made too much of an effort to try to recatch it. It was like he just thought it would just land. Well, I mean, he kind of jumped towards it, but, I mean, had LSU gotten that would have been big. Potentially the game.
Yeah. Especially with it being 9:25 to go in the fourth quarter, that could have really, you could waste that away in one drive.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Moss. And timeout, USC. A lot of confusion on that offense, and now they're going to have to go to the drawing board, see what they can draw up. 3rd and 6. Moss trying to hurry up and get the play called. And so third and 6 now. So, Colton, this 3rd and 6, what do you see happening?
I know I keep saying it, but I think it's going to be like a shorter crossing route, maybe, like a slant. Usually that's a better play than just trying to throw it deep. And I mean, we've seen a lot of deep passes that rarely has worked. And I mean, from where they're at, they just need a first down, and they should be in business, at least get a field goal. Keep it close.
So here we go, 3rd and 6. Let's see if they give you that crossing route you're asking for. Here's Moss. Hands it off to Woody Marks, who's brought down the line of scrimmage.
That was an awful play call.
It is the linebacker Weeks getting in there for LSU. So now brings up the question, do you go for it or do you take the field?
It's a field goal. No, okay. The run game hasn't worked all day. I guess they were assuming they wouldn't tackle, but they should have just took a pass and they're going to go for it. And now they're going to pass it when they could have had a 3rd and 6. They could have got first down just passing it. The pass game's been great this drive. They should just trust the pass, but.
So here we go. It is 4th and 9, and I think USC's having to burn another timeout. They are.
That's bad. They're messing themselves up.
There could be some legitimacy maybe to the fact that the crowd is very loud.
Maybe. But, I mean, I don't know. This is just looking bad for USC, though.
This is a huge point of the game. There's 8:45, and with the way that LSU's been running the ball here in the second half, it's not crazy to say that if USC does not get this first down, this game is over.
Yep.
Unless their defense can get a stop and get off the field,
which isn't
and
happening.
Get the ball to the offense.
That's not happening with how USC's defense has been, unless they shock me, which has happened.
So here we go. This is a big point in this ball game here tonight. So 4th and 9. Miller Moss in the USC offense. There is one running back to the left of Moss. Here's the snap. Looking, throwing. It's batted in the air. It's nearly intercepted.
Game. I think that's game, honestly. I know there's still 8 minutes, 30 seconds, but that's what I'm saying. 3rd and 6. You have like a play to burn. I mean, you still have 4th down. You throw it in. Why? Like 3rd and 6. Your passing has been doing pretty well to this point. Just take the pass. Don't.
I would argue, even though looking at this replay, that even though he was wanting to throw the ball, had he, before he throw the ball, if he would have taken off and run with
That's
it,
what I'm saying.
he would have got the first down.
And if that was Caleb Williams, that would have been a first down. That might have been a
Yep.
touchdown right there. Whether he would have thrown it, I don't know. At first, it seemed like he was doing really good, but as this game keeps going, Miller Moss is just not impressing me at all.
So LSU's going to get the football, but there was an unsportsmanlike penalty against one of the LSU defensive players. So now they're going to a commercial break on the national broadcast. But LSU, this is their opportunity.
LSU should win this game now.
With 8.5 minutes to go, they should be able to hold on to the ball for at least most of the rest of this game.
At least get a field goal.
If they get a field goal, that puts them up a touchdown, and that makes it really difficult then for USC. Then the question would USC consider going for 2 to get the win?
Probably, and they probably mess up and lose.
Yo.
I mean, this just shows Lincoln Riley's a decent coach, but when it really comes down to it, he just has to make the right play call, and he definitely did not.
Yo.
3rd and 6, your pass game's doing well, take the pass. Worst that can happen, you get incompletion, you win anyway, and what happened?
Mm-hmm.
You should have just took the pass play. If that happened, if the same thing happened, a 4th down happens, just kick the field goal, you're down 1. If just get a stop, turn around, you get a field goal, win the game.
Yeah.
But now they're in a terrible position where LSU's going to eat some of the clock either way, but they get a stop. They're still probably going to have 2 minutes off the clock. So now you're going to have, 6 minutes?
Yeah.
And then if you get a field goal, you're probably going to have, at most, maybe 3 and maybe 4 minutes left. And then you're going to have to get the ball back and try to score another field goal or a touchdown, and that usually doesn't work. So they really just shot themselves in the foot.
Yep. So let's take a 40-second break, and we will be right back to college football on Sayer Broadcast Network. All right, welcome back, everybody, to college football on Sayer Broadcast Network. I'm Cooper Naylor, and tonight we just had a really good ball game, haven't we?
Mm-hmm. Pretty good game.
So here we go.
They're playing the Raiders Stadium, right?
Yep. Las Vegas, Nevada.
It's too bad Vegas doesn't really have a very amazing school college-wise. I mean, UNLV is okay. Nevada is decent. Thinking Nevada's not Vegas, but imagine if Las Vegas had a really good college football team.
Yeah. Speaking of Las Vegas college football team, we'll tell you after this play. Here's Nussmeier handing off to John Emery Jr., who is brought down way behind the line of scrimmage. So speaking of UNLV, last night they got what I think was like a 27-7 win over Houston in Houston. So
nice.
That's just giving you a little information for how UNLV did.
Mm-hmm. See, okay, here's another issue. They used 2 of their 3 timeouts, and they're down. Meaning, if LSU gets the clock down, let's say 4 minutes, and then you get the ball back, and then you only get a field goal, you're down 1 point, right? They only have 1 timeout to burn.
Here's Nussmeier over the middle, and it's going to be 3rd. It looks like about 1 yard to go to get a first down. Right there was your tight end. It looks like Cameron Pimpton.
I think if LSU can cut this about half the clock, maybe get it to 3 minutes, 4 minutes left.
He's short.
I don't know. I still think if LSU can get this, I think USC's done.
So 4th down, and like you said, it's going to be big. Does LSU go for this and be aggressive and try to end this game here?
Or are they smart and punt and pin them deep and just trust their defense? I think they pin it deep because with the bad play Lincoln Riley's had here recently, I think there's a good chance. Is it just, they're punting it. They probably feel the same way I do.
Peyton Todd is the punter.
How many punts have they had so far? Not a lot.
I think it's like 4 or 5 maybe. Here's Zachariah Branch as he fields that. So now you're going to begin at, looks like, the 36. So this is going to be big. 6:57 to go. Can USC get a score and possibly take the lead in this game? We'll see here in a breaks. All right, here we go. We are back. Game should be back on here in just a moment. 17-13, LSU with the lead, and USC's got the ball. They look like they're going to try to drive down the field and get a touchdown because I don't think you can go for anything else. So, Colton, what do you think?
I don't know. The play calling has taken a drastic dip for honestly both teams, but I feel like LSU's been more. They've been way smarter at their play calling. Although I feel like, and of course it's first game, they're still figuring everything out, figuring out what works. But I mean, once both teams go into conference play, they cannot be playing like this.
Right.
Especially USC, they have to play Oregon. They have some games, And I just don't see USC being good if they play like this all year. Same thing for LSU. Although I do think LSU has been the more impressive team. Although neither have really been incredible, especially for their standards.
Here we go for the 36. USC comes out and ready to go. Miller Moss fakes the hand going down the middle. He's got his receiver, Kyron Hudson. And they're already on LSU's side of the field.
That was just bad defense. I just don't understand how you let him cross like that. But hey, there's the crossing road I've been talking about.
Yep. But look at how the field looks when Moss throws this ball.
Mm-hmm.
He throws the ball where he knows his receiver is going to be. And this is a big stat. USC 69 total yards for the fourth quarter to 15 of LSU.
They've had the ball longer, though.
Here's the handoff. Woody Marks. Oh. He's going to break some tackles. First down and a lot more.
Good run. I'm interested to see the yards per carry for USC.
That's going to be interesting. Big carry by Woody Marks, though. A big first down here in this ball game.
That's 14 carries for 51 yards and a touchdown for Woody Marks.
Oof.
Looks like there may be a penalty.
I think
but
that might have
here's
been
a
a false
shot
start.
going to the end zone. It's caught.
I think that's going to be declined, the penalty.
He caught it. Jacoby Lake.
That was just a really good pass, good catch. And I mean, my prediction's not perfect at this point, but I mean,
you got LSU score for right now, correct?
yeah, maybe they'll go for 2 here, get it, and they get a field goal, and I'll have the right score. I doubt it, but actually, they might go for 2 just so they can't kick a field goal and go to overtime.
So
then again, they probably should just go for the field goal because they go for 2, don't get it. Yeah, if they go for 2, don't get it. LSU
we
can kick a field
said
goal,
before. Well, actually, I'll go into this thought here after this extra point. Snap good, clean hold, and extra point is good. But we mentioned to you that going into this game, Brian Kelly, career-wise, is 8-3 against USC.
Maybe about the 8-4.
Yep.
USC's just been up and down the whole game. Like, some plays they've been great, some plays have been terrible. Like, it's just... And look, even if they didn't get this, LSU gave them free couple yards, So...
What a beautiful pass.
Great catch, too.
Great catch. And it was on
pretty good defense,
broken
too.
play. And that is one of the best defensive players in stamps right there for LSU.
And it wasn't even bad defense. It was just
a better throw.
It was
a
just
better catch.
Great. It was the perfect throw.
Good defense, better offense.
Look how shocked he was, too. He's like, of course that happened.
But now, there's still 5 minutes and 44 seconds to go. Garrett Nussmeier, the way he's been playing all game long, this game is nowhere near over.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be the final drive of the game, potentially. And that'll be a touchback as LSU will get the football. So they're showing some clips. Garrett Nussmeier, he went nuts in the corner of the ReliaQuest Bowl back in January. So, and where he led them to a comeback win over Wisconsin. So, Colton, do you think he does it again?
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. Like, always I pick USC to win, so I'm kind of hoping he doesn't. But at the same time, we've had games been going. I wouldn't be shocked if they get a touchdown here. USC turns around and messes up, and LSU wins.
And a flag on the field. And it's Will Campbell, the star offensive tackle, who's got the false start.
That's inexcusable. At this point in the game, at least.
So here we go. LSU 9 for 85 on penalties. USC 4 for 40. So now you got a long first down. 1st and 15. Another penalty.
That's not good. Penalties are deadly at this point in the game.
So it could be on the USC defense or it could be on Emory Jones.
That's good for LSU.
And it's on the defense, so
Ooh, that's bad.
So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 25. Here is the quarterback, Nussmeier, throwing it to Aaron Anderson, who's going to get out of bounds after gaining a few yards right there. So now clock will continue to move.
Which is what they want anyway.
Yep. Run as much of the clock as you can.
Honestly,
7.
at this point, they can take a field goal. Like if you're LSU, you're not mad at all if you take a field goal here. Like, get the clock down, get it to like 1 minute, get a field goal, trust your defense. Then overtime, I don't see them doing too bad. I mean, obviously you want to win the game, so you want a touchdown.
Here's the run. Williams. He stopped before he could get anywhere near the first down line. So now you got 5 minutes to go. And, well, actually under 5 minutes now. So it's third down. You got, 3 yards to have to get? So, Colton, this is a big play. What do you see?
Very big play. Honestly, I mean, this could be anything. They've been relying on the run a lot, but I wouldn't be shocked if he tries to throw this one.
Here we go. Running back to the right. That's John
They might be
Emery.
trying to make them jump.
Here we go. Nussmeier looking, throwing. Beautiful pass, wide open. Aaron Anderson down the sideline and down to about the 27.
Perfect play.
What a beautiful play right there.
And now they're in field goal range, so they can't go wrong at this point.
But watch this pass. Look at just the way he drops to his left, and he's able to just basically with a flick of the wrist.
Just the fact that he was open like that's terrible too. How do you leave a guy like that open?
Here we go. Here's the carry, John Emery Jr., and he would be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage right there for LSU. We are under 4 minutes to go. We have about 3.5 left, so you would imagine that LSU is going to start being a little bit more conservative and try to run more of this clock. Now, if you're USC, technically you got like 2 timeouts because you got the 2-minute timeout plus your own timeout to call if you want to stop the clock.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to try to get the ball back at some point. So
LSU is in a really good position, way more than USC.
a touchdown makes it really hard for USC. So here's Nussmeier throwing. That one is caught.
Right in front of Jane Daniels, too.
First down, LSU, as we are under 3 minutes to go in the game. Great catch. That right there is Xavion Thomas.
Freshman, right?
Yeah. Or junior.
Junior, oh.
Transfer junior. .240 to go. And it looks like we got a timeout. Okay, so they're going to review the catch.
He got it. I don't see what the review here.
It may just be he caught the ball, but it's possession, which looking at that angle, I don't know how you can overturn that right now.
Yeah, I think it stands. It should.
Okay. Yeah, that's a catch. Very much a catch.
He needs to fix his shoulder pads, though.
Yeah. Colton, Sunday night, Labor Day weekend, got some very intense football. We love it, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so far this season, the 3 games we've done have all been close games. So that's the fun of it.
Pretty good.
You had we saw a game winner with Georgia Tech, and now here's the call. All right, so it is confirmed. Now going back to my thought, that yesterday we had a 10-point game, which really, if you look at the score, I think the game was a lot closer than what the score indicated. So here we go, 2:40 to go in this ball game, and LSU's looking to score here to go up in this ball game. From the 16, 1st and 10. Running back to the left. Here's Emery. He's trying, and he gets about 3 yards right there. You can tell if he wasn't brought down, he probably would have been in the end zone. So now, LSU may be content to go to the 2 minutes. What do you think?
Wasting time is perfect because they're gonna score here, field goal, so waste as much time as possible, and you'll have a better chance to win.
And here is your 2-minute timeout. So it's a 2nd and 7. LSU on the doorstep of scoring. And so, Colton, let's take a commercial break, and we will be right back. Timeout is in effect. LSU, USC, 3-point game. USC leads, but USC may have left too much time for LSU to basically run the clock out. Colton?
Mm-hmm. This has gotten really entertaining really quick. Or not quickly, because it took almost till the end of the game for it to really get, I guess, spicy would be the word. I don't know. But it's finally getting to the point where it's it feels like either team can win at this point.
Yeah.
And it's just gotten pretty entertaining here.
A really good football game. A lot of people did not know whether this would be better than Notre Dame and Texas A&M, but this is definitely better.
I mean, these are two teams that, at the end of the day, these are two teams that will be better. This could be two playoff teams. And then Notre Dame and Texas A&M is really just, at best, one of them are a playoff team.
Yep.
So, this is obviously a better game in my eyes. And, I mean, this could still go either way.
So we are still waiting on the national broadcast to come back after the 2-minute timeout. But here we go. Tonight's attendance is an Allegiant Stadium record, Colton. 63,969. So that's more than what the Super Bowl had. That's more than what the Super Bowl had back in February.
That's kind of sad.
Crazy. So here we go from about the 14.
Tickets are probably cheaper.
Yeah. Nussmeier fakes the handoff, looking, throwing, and he short through Aaron Anderson.
I don't know if that was on the quarterback or receiver, because the quarterback, it was a bad throw, but the receiver really didn't even put much effort into trying to get it.
It's a 3rd and 8 now. And that was just a bad throw. You got 156, and now maybe there's a little bit of worry from the LSU side that, hey, maybe we're going to leave too much time for USC.
We'll see.
Here we go, 3rd and 8. They have to get a first down.
I think they're going to the end zone here.
Right here in the second half, they're 2 of 5 on the 3rd down. So here we go. Nussmeier gets a snap off. Looking, throwing. He's got a man, and that's incomplete, but
There's
got a flag.
Roughing the passer, maybe? Might be a pass interference.
$1:51 to go in this ball game, and we will see what the call is. It's going against the offense. So, it's going to be a declined penalty, meaning
Smart.
that you're going to have to kick a field goal here if you're LSU.
Because if you took the field goal, they would have been pushed back a couple yards, but they'd still have they have 3rd down again. So this is the right play, right call.
See, Colton, USC is going to have time to go down and get a game-winning field goal.
Mm-hmm.
If this makes, then
If he misses,
USC's
USC's probably won.
Yes.
But no, he's making this. I'm trying to put that jinx, the announcer's jinx. I think he's gonna make this though.
31-yard attempt for Ramos.
Watch me blocked.
Here's a good snap. Clean hold. This one is good. And we are tied in the desert.
Less than 2 minutes.
So USC is going to have a chance with 1:47 to go down the field and get a game-winning field goal. This is a beautiful kick.
Mm-hmm. Imagine if they didn't have nets up. That probably would have hurt.
Oh, yeah. The reaction from the USC bench. Brian Kelly visibly upset knowing that he needed a touchdown there to really make it difficult on USC.
And so he's a good coach when he's not happy that they just scored. They got points, but he's still not happy because he knows they needed more than that.
So right now they are showing.
Wait, Oregon didn't run the score up against Idaho?
They didn't play incredible.
That's not good.
So 1:47 to go. LSU got to be a little scared here. Here we go. And that's going to be a touchback, USC ball. So Colton, here we go. You picked USC to win, so here is your moment to possibly be really happy about the result.
Mm-hmm. I've actually had a really good week so far with my picks. Have I got one wrong yet?
Oh, here on the channel, did you pick A&M or Notre Dame?
Notre Dame.
Okay.
Pick Miami.
We'll get back to that. I'm trying to decide whether or not college football wraparound will be on Wednesday or Thursday. We'll get that. We'll get that figured out tomorrow night, definitely, so that we can tell you when college football wraparound will come on for our midweek show, and then of course Saturday is going to be a pre-recorded edition of college football wraparound on Saturday morning because we will be enjoying the Alabama-South Florida game, watching Saban get honored, and the dedication of Saban Field.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. From the 25-yard line, they got a little bit of a ways to go, but here is Miller Moss looking calmly, getting it out to Woody Marks, his running back, who's going to get about 5 yards, and that's all. And they are they're kind of taking kind of having a little bit of urgency here, knowing that they got a long way to go.
They're playing the hurry up.
Yep. Here's Moss. Looking, throws, and that one is first down for Lake. So that's a good way to start this drive. Jacoby Lake, to be exact. Clock is moving. 1:10 to go here in this ball game. They got to get to about, it looks like the 36-yard line to be in field goal range. Here's Moss. Throwing, that's caught. Zachariah Branch, that's going to be 2nd and 1. And they probably need to hurry this up a little bit or either try to get a more of a chunk play. Michael Lance, his career longest 48 yards. He had that last year against the Citadel. One back behind Miller Moss. 40 seconds to go. 2nd and 1. Moss hands it off. Woody Marks, first down. And a little bit more after that. Clock stops because of a first down. Colton, what do you think so far?
They just got to hurry up. I mean, I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to waste as much time as possible, get as close as possible, field goal, call timeout, or as much as they can run the clock down, then call their timeout, and then get field goal and hopefully win.
Here's Moss. That is caught!
Good play.
And they're going to see, I think he was close to a first down. This may be a chance to get the chain gang out there. Okay, so they're going to call first down here. 22 seconds to go. 22 seconds to go. And USC is almost there to field goal range. So here we go. If they get a first down, they're in that field goal range, and they can call a timeout and just kick that field goal and see if they can win this ball game. Here we go. Moss throwing. That one's batted down by the defense. Great job right there. So now that we have a little bit of a stoppage in play, what happens if they just got to end up kicking it longer than 48?
He misses. They go to overtime.
You ready for overtime?
It wouldn't be too bad.
Here we go. 18 seconds to go in the game. Moss is all alone in the backfield. And now there's a flag on the play. So now let's see what this is going to be. It looks like it's going to be some offside, but on who, we don't really know yet. Waiting on the referees. So it's a false start, and so here we go. 2nd and 15. Moss has got to get a chunk play here. So here we go. 18 seconds. Moss takes a snap. Looking, throwing. That one is caught! What a catch! Hudson! First down, 13 seconds to go, and another flag. What a catch. And if you're Garrett Nussmeier, this has just got to feel terrible. You've played a great game, and you may end up losing, even though you've played a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're going to review for targeting on the defensive player against Kyron Hudson. This is going to set up an even better field goal opportunity for USC. And this one, I got to be honest, Holden, I don't think there's any doubt that this is targeting.
I need to see it because I don't feel like it is. Oh yeah, that's targeting. Never mind.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't intentional or anything, but sometimes you can't help it.
That's leading with the crowd of the helmet. Yep, that's.
At least he held on to it. That's kind of crazy that he hung on to it after that. One hand, too.
And that is Gilbert, the defensive back for LSU, who is about to be ejected. I don't think there's any other question that this is going to be an ejection here. Kyron Hudson, though, huge here tonight. You had the one-hand grab that looked like Odell Beckham Jr. Now you have this.
Big game for him.
Big game, and even though, hey, I have a feeling that the Georgia Tech loss for Florida State would look worse than LSU losing to USC.
Yeah.
At least right now. Just incredible, though. Incredible how USC just is finding a way to just make some incredible plays here tonight.
Yep.
Lincoln Riley, of course, hoping that his team is a whole lot better this season than what they were last year. Of course, 8-5 in their total, but bowl games here in this network, at this point, bowl games really don't matter. So, you really don't. At least for me, I don't really count the bowl game because it's just more like a scrimmage.
I count the bowl game, honestly, because I think they're important because, they get whoever wins the bowl game gets recognized. You know what I mean? But I agree, they're kind of just participation trophies, to be honest.
So Gilbert is thrown out, and it was half the distance to the goal. So now if you're USC, you pretty much just have a chip shot now. This is not a good thing for LSU, who now you got to rely on blocking this field goal. So you would imagine that USC, they're going to run the ball, call timeout, and then kick their field goal.
They might take a shot for the end zone.
But here we go. Here is the run. And Woody Marks, he's going to run it in! Touchdown, USC!
That was just poor defense. It seemed like they really just didn't try.
Woody Marks, 13 yards! But in a way, LSU may have just given USC the touchdown, be like, hey, we'll give it to you, but then you got to still give us the ball. Give LSU an opportunity. 8 plays, 75 yards in 1:39. 8 seconds to go, and USC has taken the lead.
That's kind of, I don't know. They could have, I don't know. I do agree they might have, I don't know. Just giving.
Extra point is up and good for USC. So now we'll see what LSU can do on this side. Oh, and I forgot to take the flag off.
Just giving them a touchdown is just not the right thing to do here, though. But then again, you're right. It does give them the ball back. It definitely did look like they didn't even try for it, though. Yeah, number 6 did not even really look like he tried.
LSU last year got obliterated by Florida State in the opening game. Now they're in trouble of getting beat on a touchdown in the final seconds of the ball game. Unless LSU could do something here on the kickoff.
I love how the quarterback's just celebrating as if he did something in that touchdown. He handed the running back the ball.
And you think about, since Lincoln Riley made his way here to USC, This is a big win.
Mm-hmm. It's like, honestly, this is like the first win that it feels like super like hard fought, really good school. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like most of their tough games, they either win by a lot or lose by a lot. So
here we go. Here is
That's
the
what it is.
kickoff. This one's going back into the end zone. So you got 8 seconds. If you do this right, you could get 2 chunk plays. You could get 1 chunk play in about 5 seconds, and then you would have about 3 seconds to go. And from about midfield, you could throw a Hail Mary and hope for the best.
mm-hmm.
What about this, though, Colton? On a Sunday night,
It'd be insane if LSU wins. After all this,
here's a question. Would LSU consider going for 2
no,
to go for the win?
no, they go for overtime. Too risky.
What a game. So here we go. USC is in prevent defense. Here is Nussmeier looking, going to throw a chunk play. He threw an interception.
Game.
That is the ball game.
Crazy.
USC is going to win.
And just think, 7 minutes ago it was the other way around. We're like, LSU's won this, basically. Think about that.
Crazy. The one blemish on the stat line of Garrett Nussmeier is one of the biggest mistakes.
Oh, he might have been
the
down.
Or wait,
He might have been down.
he may not even caught the ball. He may not have even had possession. If that's so,
This
then
is
this is another opportunity.
getting kind of crazy.
But it looks like they're not going to review this. They're going to give the ball to USC. This is crazy. One more kneel down, and this ball game's over. So, what a game. What a game. USC takes down LSU.
Now I want them to show Jaden Daniels' reaction.
What a game. Well, Colton, what is your final thoughts on the game?
It was kind of boring until the end. Like the last 10 minutes was kind of insane.
Well, you get a big win. Who knows? They could have a pretty good season for first year in the Big Ten. Well, folks, Colton, any last words?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Good
thanks
game.
for coming on.
Yeah.
Well, for that, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night, everybody.